Act 1, Scene 1 of The Beauty Stone by Arthur Wing Pinero and Joseph Comyns Carr. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Characters.
Philip, Lord of Mirlemont, read by Tomas Peter.
Guntran of Beaugrant, read by Alan Mapstone.
Simon Limal, a weaver, read by Giordano.
Nicholas Dircks, Burgomaster of Mirlemont, read by Adrian StephensA
Seneschal, read by BeeswaxcandleA
Lad of the Town, read by
redrunBaldwyn of Ath, read by David Purdy.
The Lord of Sirault, read by Jim Locke.
The Lord of Velaines, read by Inkell.
The Lord of St. Sauveur, read by lordaThe.
The Devil, read by
ToddHWLaine, the Weaver's Daughter, read by Jenn
BrodaJoan, the Weaver's Wife, read by
KendraJacqueline, read by Sonia.
Louise from Saint-Denis, read by
valrothIsabeau from Florennes, read by Inkell.
Barbe from Bovigny, read by Agnes Robert Bear.
A Shrewish Girl, read by Devorah AllenA
Matron, read by Christine Rutger.
Saida, read by Denis.
Competitor's Friend, read by Addison Cooper.
Narrator, read by Larry Wilson. The story is laid in the Flemish town of Mirlemont in the beginning of the 15th century. The Beauty Stone, Act 1, Scene 1. The home of Simon Limal, the weaver, a sombre, wretched-looking dwelling. At the back is a window opening, giving a view of a narrow alley leading to the market-place, and on the left of the window is the street door. On the right of the room there is a flight of steep steps leading to the entrance to a loft, and below the steps stands the weaver's loom. On the left of the room is the hearth. Below the hearth is a poor shrine containing an image of the Virgin, and below that a door admitting to a bedchamber. In the center stand a table and chair, and on each side of the hearth is a stool. There is sunshine without, and a narrow shaft of light streams through a little window which is seen in the roof of the loft. Simon Limal is at his loom. Joan is making a fire with sticks. They are a feeble, prematurely aged pair, ragged, poverty-stricken, bent with toil.
Click-clack, click-clack, forever the shuttle flies. Here in the gloom, from out the loom, it groans and rattles and cries. Oh, would that the day were ended, when the end of the daylight dies. Click-clack, click-clack, forever the shuttle flies. Wife, where is Lane?
Gone to buy bread and draw water. Click-clack, click-clack, the night and day are one. The moon may sleep on castle keep, but our travel outstays the sun. Yea, when daylight is ended, our day is only begun. Click-clack, click-clack, the night and day are one.
Across the narrow street, the crooked shadows meet, and the sound of falling feet echoes faintly and grows dumb. And the moonbeams creep and crawl down each gable to the wall. Ah, could night but end it all, we would pray that night were come. Why dost thou send Lane abroad at such a time?
Gramercy, have I done ill?
The town is aflame with preparation for the show of beauty that is to be held in the market-place an hour beyond noon. Beauty, a murrain upon beauty, say I.
Nay, if we curse everything we lack, thy shuttle will cease to fly, and my sticks to crackle.
Ay, but it is harder upon our child than upon us who are waxing old. And today there is like to be mockery in the streets, and bitter jesting, at the sight of a maid so uncomely as Lane, and a cripple into the bargain.
Joan putting on her hood.
Holy saints protect her, I will go forth.
From the distance come the sounds of uproar and mocking laughter.
Hark!
Joan looking out of the window.
A crowd of idle lads and girls.
They come nearer.
To jeer at thee and me, I trow.
Simon fetching his staff.
My staff.
Let it rest. We are well used to being flouted at for the most toil-bent and broken couple in Mirlemont.
Simon at the window.
See, they are making fine sport of something in their midst.
That impish dwarf Pepin is one of them.
And that's good for naught, Jacqueline.
There's mischief where she is.
Somebody has stumbled, fallen.
A girl.
They raise her. Hurry her hither.
Joan with a cry.
It is Lane.
Lane is seen to pass the window, accompanied by Jacqueline. Joan opens the door, and Lane stumbles in, carrying a broken pitcher. Lane is a poorly clad slip of a girl, with a little, wan, pinched face, framed in a tightly fitting cap. One of her shoulders is hunched, and she hobbles with the aid of a crutch. Simon and Joan bear her tenderly to a seat as a mob of lads and girls in holiday attire appear in the alley. A few follow Jacqueline into the room. Others thrust their heads in at the window. A youth commences to ply Simon's loom vigorously, while Pepin, a hideous big-headed dwarf, swarms up the steps leading to the loft and sits there surveying the scene. Jacqueline, a ragged young woman with a tousled head and bright mischievous eyes, does her best to keep the crowd at bay.
Hobble, hobble, now we've caught her, scuttling homeward like a rat. Limping Lane, the weaver's daughter, by St. Joseph, look at that.
Aye, 'tis Lane, our crippled daughter, by St. Joseph, look at that.
Saints above us, what a couple! Sooth, he's fashioned like a sickle. All his back is bent in double, and his legs are not a pair. Lo, her skin is made of leather that has soaked too long in pickle, and her eyes are hung with cobwebs. See, there's mildew in her hair.
Holy Mother, have a care.
That's her father, and the other, that's her mother. What a pair.
Holy Mother, would ye dare?
Nay, Sir Weaver, spare your cudgel, and when next your crooked daughter limps and hobbles o'er the cobbles, with her body turned askew, patch and mend her ere ye send her to the gossip's well for water, lest we take her crutch and rend her. Holy Mother, what a crew!
Carrion kites, what would ye do?
Wretches.
Fiends.
Look, they have made me break the pitcher.
Grieve not for that, thy mother has thee safe.
Out of my house, all of ye.
To Jacqueline.
And you wastrel, you plague o' the town, get you gone speedily, lest I forget thou art a woman, and snap thine arm with my staff.
Ha 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 ha!
Nay, father, scold not poor Jacqueline. But for her not coming to my aid, I had not only broken the pitcher, methinks. They pressed about me so roughly.
Say you.
True, I am for as much fun as any man or maid in Mirlemont, but I will take no share in teasing a girl because her face is pinched, her nose sharp, and her back awry.
To the crowd.
Pigs! Swine of all colours!
The crowd threateningly. A handsome, shrewish-looking dark girl detaches herself from the crowd and approaches Jacqueline. The girl to Jacqueline.
Thou rag-heap, thou art not over well favoured thyself. Thou dost wisely to ply thy tongue in behalf of this ugly tribe.
Ha ha!
But once wag tongue at me, and I'll teach thee.
Ho ho ho! Who speaks here? The beauty of Mirlemont.
To the girl.
Yeah, I hear thou offerest thyself today as candidate for the prize for loveliness. Why, thou lank bony thing, dost thou imagine the Lord Philip will award the wreath of rosebuds and the girdle of virgin silver to thee? To thee, when all the pretty ones from Bovigny and from Saint-Hubert and from Lenaled and from the whole countryside are trooping into the town? Beshrew me, but the Lord of Mirlemont is at least a true judge of what is passable in woman. Holy Mother, regard thyself.
I'll scratch thine eyes out.
Best tear out thine own ere thou competest for this prize, lest thy squint should disqualify thee.
The girl seizing Jacqueline.
Ah!
Simon coming between them.
Peace, cats.
A lad to Jacqueline.
Nay, Jacqueline, let us have no bad blood at holiday time. Remember, you promised us pure fun.
Jacqueline to the crowd.
Cease baiting cripples, then. Away, let us to the house of old Peter Tilbrugger the miser, and hurl stones through his windows.
Ah!
The crowd gradually disperses. As Pepin is clambering out of the window, Jacqueline gives him a push, and he falls. The crowd disappears, laughing. Lane embracing Jacqueline.
I thank thee, dear Jacqueline.
Ah, Jacqueline, if thou but hadst a mother.
Thou hast served us a good turn, jade, that thou art. I cannot repay thee.
Canst thou not? Give me thy staff.
Simon giving her his staff.
For what?
That I may break the dwarf's skull. I'll learn him to be impudent to Lane again. Whoop!
She runs out gleefully. Joan to Lane.
Why, what has that Pepin, the dwarf, said or done to thee?
Lane sitting gazing into the fire.
They bade him kiss me, and though in sooth he made a wry face at the task, he was for obeying them.
Kiss thee?
Put his lips to thine?
Yea, for they said that no straight and fair man would ever kiss a maid so unshapely as I, and that I ought to thank God and the saints for being kissed, even by a dwarf.
Joan aside to Simon.
O good man.
Simon aside to Joan.
Tush! She will soon forget this insult, as she hath forgot many others. Let us leave her for a while, wife. Close and bar the shutters. We'll fetch another pitcher, and go to the well with thee.
Listen, mother. Here comes one of the strange girls who offer themselves for the Lord Philip's prize.
A pretty fair girl, crowned with lilies, is seen to pass the window, accompanied by her parents and a small following of friends.
Maidens and men of Mirlemont town, hither we come at your call. Ye have bidden the fairest, then needs must ye own, we bring you the fairest of all. White lily she wears for a crown, for her cheek as a lily is white, and straight as a lily she grows, straight and slender and tall. Yet day shall not draw to its close ere the lily be changed to the rose. For shall ye not crown her tonight, the fairest of all?
Didst thou note her face? Hath she beauty?
Simon shaking his fist at the window as he goes up the steps to the loft.
Beauty, beauty, beauty.
He enters the loft. Lane weeping upon Joan's shoulder.
Oh, alack the day!
Hush, weep not.
Mother, the Lord of Mirlemont doth forget how many ill-looking maids are within his township, or he would not shame them in this fashion. Oh, but none so ill-looking as I! None so ill-looking as I!
The Lord Philip, he cares for naught, so that he may feast his eyes on what is fair and delicate. Malison on him.
Nay, mother, it can only be that he wishes to pleasure the townsfolk by this show of beauty.
Why, prithee?
Because, how long is it agone? Once, while I was drawing water at the well, I heard two old wives whisper that the Lord Phillips loves this eastern lady that dwells at the castle.
Yea, and the gossip now declare that he wearies of her sorely. But thou art a child and a poor innocent. Give no ear to their rede one way or another.
Yet I would I could become a little brown moth today, for an hour, that I might flutter about the steps of the town hall, and gain a close peep at the Lord Philip and the Lady Saida.
Foolish wench.
Nay, not at her then, but at him. In sooth, he is very gallant-looking.
A sluggard, a dreamer, with a soft tongue and a heavy eye, and an idle sword. Gallant-looking. Where was our gallant, when John the Fearless assembled the brave lords of Flanders about his standard at St. Omer? Why, snug within the castle of Mirlemont, listening to the olive-skinned dame singing to her lute, or watching her as she danced, waving her veils in the sunlight upon the terrace. Where is he now, when the Lord of Perils and the rebel brats from Liege are laying waste to the land and driving forth the good Prince Bishop like kine to the marsh? Why, dallying in our marketplace, crowning with a wreath of blossom and clasping with a girdle of virgin silver the prettiest maid that simpers under his glances.
Simon descending the steps carrying a pitcher.
Hey, wife, what is all this coil?
Joan closing and barring the shutters.
I am but chiding the child for being so deject over this mummery in the marketplace.
Simon to Lane.
Come, girl, after all, heaven's gate will not open more readily to cherry cheeks than to thy white face.
Yea, father, but one has to die first to prove it. Meanwhile, a maid must needs be beautiful, or 'tis but weary waiting.
Waiting is waiting, girl, for comely or crooked.
Nay, love maketh the waiting easier.
Love?
So I have bethought me. And on earth, the crooked and unsightly may not hope to be loved. Therefore the waiting is irksome.
Joan approaching her.
Gramercy, do we not love thee?
Lane embracing them.
Truly, I am ungrateful.
Simon to Joan.
Come, wife.
At the open door to Lane.
Fasten up the door, and open to none but us.
Simon and Joan depart. Lane secures the door. The room is now in darkness, save for the shaft of light coming from the opening to the loft.
Ungrateful? In sooth, that I am.
Standing before the shrine.
And yet, dear Mary Mother, unto thee I bring a poor maid's prayer. I am a crooked, wan, misshapen thing, and may not dare to lift mine eyes to thine, lest haply so thy heart should find no pity left to spare for all my woe. Mother of Jesu, at thy feet I cry, I do but crave for love, that so my heart may live, else what am I? Nay, and if God above hath not of love to give, I fain would die. To him who gave the rose its vermeil hue, 'twere vain to pray that he should make this body straight and new and fair alway. Sooth, that were vain, yet thou canst bid God send, whereas the night-time endeth every day, my day may end. Mother of Jesu, at thy feet I cry, for well I wish 'tis so. Love sorts but with the fair, and not am I. Wherefore I fain would go, but praying but this one prayer, that I may die.
As Lane ends her appeal, one of the shutters becomes transparent, and a diabolical-looking face with a red glow upon it is seen leering at her. After a moment the face vanishes, and there are 3 distinct raps upon the door. Lane opening the shutters and looking out.
Who knocks?
A voice without.
Pax huic Domini et omnibus habitanibus in ea.
The room is now light again. She unbolts the door and admits the devil. He is in the guise of a friar. He limps slightly, has a forked red beard and long finger-nails, but is of a genial demeanor.
Good morrow, daughter.
I was bid to open to none, father, but we did not look for a holy visitor.
Nay, I would not have thee disregard an injunction. Always obey those placed above thee. Yet, hearing there is adversity and heaviness of heart beneath this roof, I would fain leave behind me a few words of blessed consolation.
I thank thee, father.
Devil smacking his lips.
But first, give me a cup of water.
We have no water till my father and mother return from the well.
Showing him the broken pitcher.
I grieve more than ever I have broken my pitcher. See, 'tis bottomless.
Nay, 'twill content me.
He puts the mouth of the pitcher to his lips and takes a deep draught.
Father, do you mock me as others do?
Mock thee, my daughter?
He turns the mouth of the pitcher downwards. A stream of water flows from it.
Oh, holy saints!
Devil, replacing the pitcher upon the table.
Yea, we cannot be too thankful to them.
Father, thou art a stranger in Mirlemont, I trow. We have no such good man here as you must be, for the saints to give thee water from a bottomless pot.
Alack, I am but a sinner, my daughter, or they would make it wine.
Sitting.
But truly, I am a stranger, as you remark. I have travelled a great distance, having some curiosity to examine the fine cities of Flanders and Brabant. Though, sooth, a tiny town like thy Mirlemont amuses me more.
We call not Mirlemont little.
That is one of the things that amuse me in Mirlemont. Another, that they chase their cripples here at holiday time.
Lane, hiding her face.
Oh, father.
I did perceive them hunting thee as I entered at the north gate, and so, out of tender sympathy for thee, I begged to know thy dwelling place.
Rising.
You and thy worthy parents are named the Ugly Family by the good folk of Mirlemont, I learn.
Yea, an answer to it aptly.
Devil limping towards her.
Well, there is much virtue among the ugly.
Truly we are virtuous. Heaven take count of it.
That should make you all vastly content.
I would be more content, father, but for my lameness.
I limp a little too, daughter, as you may have observed. How come you to halt?
I had a fall when I was a baby.
Strange. I had a nasty fall, too, in early manhood. Ahem. Thou wert at thy devotions, my daughter, when I struck upon the door.
How knowest thou that?
I heard the pious murmur as I stood without. That's right. Pray, pray, pray. There's nothing like it.
Father, thy knocking fell upon my ears as though it were an answer to my prayer.
Thou wert praying for some special dispensation, wert thou not?
Why did my words reach thee?
But faintly.
I confess, father, I do desire to die. Pleaseth God to take me.
To die? Before thou hast lived?
I have lived long enough.
Nay, thou hast never been beautiful.
Father!
Therefore thou hast never been loved, as young maids should be loved. Therefore, being ugly and unloved, I say thou hast not lived.
Father, these are my own wicked thoughts.
Wicked?
Are they not so?
Nay.
Oh.
Well mayest thou regard my visit as an answer to thy prayer. For look,
taking from his pouch a little bag,
I chance to carry this upon me.
What is it?
My daughter, the little pebble lying within this bag is the instrument by which a strange miracle may be wrought.
What fashion of miracle?
One that maketh an ugly item of humanity most beauteous.
Beauteous?
Surpassingly beauteous.
Lane, after a pause, frightened.
Nay, I will not believe that.
He seizes her by the wrist.
Oh, father, thy nails are long and sharp. They cut into me, father. Ah, here come my parents. Tell them not of my prayer.
Joan and Simon appear without. Simon looking in.
Who stands within?
Hush, 'tis a holy friar.
Joan and Simon enter.
Chide not this simple maid, the fault was mine.
No fault, in sooth.
'Twas not against such as thee. Our door was barred.
Yet, holy father, say, how comes it that the light of heaven hath crept to our dark home?
My children, I have heard ye stand in little favour in this town. Wherefore I thought to pause upon my way, and proffer comfort. Sooth, and as ye came, in pleasant converse with yon crippled child, I chanced to show her this.
He holds up the bag containing the stone, which now glows with supernatural light. Simon and Joan shrink back, half in terror.
What is it? Speak!
Well may ye ask, for hidden here doth lie a little stone hewn from a sunken rock, whose giant shadow, rising from the deep, empurples the blue sea. Yet long ago, in holier days, it reared its sacred head, moss-mantled o'er the wave, and on its crest once trod the Virgin's feet. And since that hour, this little particle of precious stone, a relic rescued from the wreck of time, has so much virtue that on man or maid, whoever it be who owns it, there doth fall the gift of perfect beauty.
Beauty?
Beauty?
Yea, truly 'twas of beauty that he spake even as you came.
Father, I fain would know how falls this miracle.
I tell us that.
The devil produces the stone through which is threaded a fine cord.
Draw anear, and ye shall hear. Tremble not, 'tis not to fear. On the bare breast of man or maid, naked shall this stone be laid. Snug and secret must it lie, hidden close from every eye. For one, and only one, shall own the mystic virtues of this stone.
Father, bestow it, aye, bestow it here. No home in Flanders is so waste and drear, lacking a comely presence. We are worn and bent with years and toiling, night and morn. Our child is sickly, hapless was she born. Bestow it here.
Weaver, thou didst not heed me. I have shown this wondrous gift is not for all to own, but whoso wears it, he or she alone may hope to win the beauty that lies hidden deep within this glittering stone.
Though that should be, yet on our knees we pray, grant to this darkened house the light of day. Oh, hear our prayer, in pity hear us, let but heaven's sweet ray make one face fair.
Ah, Holy Mother, little need had they to crave this lamp to light them on their way had I been fair. Wherefore I too would kneel to thee today. Oh, hear their prayer.
Devil giving stone to Simon.
Take it, 'tis thine. My blessing go with it.
Father, we thank thee. Day hath dawned at last. Oh, wife, wife!
Oh, good man, our child!
Our child!
Rushing to Lane.
To thy bedchamber, tear open thy bodice.
Pressing the stone into her hand.
Lay this upon thy poor breast. Haste thee.
Mother?
Go.
He thrusts her from the room. Simon embracing Joan.
Sweetheart.
Joan after a pause.
Nay, good man, art certain we have done well?
Wife?
Something in this mislikes me.
Making for the door of Lane's bedchamber.
My child.
Devil intercepting her.
Woman, what wouldst thou?
Pardon, father, but this miraculous stone may bring ill upon us rather than good. Stand aloof, I prithee.
Meddle not.
Nay, but what if others learn what 'tis my daughter carries upon her bosom?
Truly 'tis an object to be carefully guarded. For in sooth, beauty is a possession man delighteth in stealing from woman woman from man. Yea, good people, you had best be discreet.
And, father, I do bethink me, is this the only piece of beauty stone in mortal hands?
It is, my son.
How long hast had it in thy keeping?
Sith thou wast pretty to look upon, weaver.
And never bestowed it till now?
Aye, often.
Joan clinging to Simon.
Hear him.
Then how comes it in thy pouch today?
A sage question. I'll answer thee. In one odd fashion or another, this beauty stone, as thou hast dubbed it, hath always returned to my charge. Since it dwell in that rock whose hallowed crest lies sunk in an orient sea, this stone it hath pressed full many a breast of gallant and proud lady. For all have sued for this glittering thing, and squire and lord and clown. Yea, once it lay next the heart of a king, who counted it more than his crown. I gave it away to a love-lorn maid, who wept for her heart was free. And lo, when this stone in her breast was laid, she grew passing fair to see. And a knight rode by, and he knelt and prayed, For thy beauty my life were freely paid. Now what wilt thou give to me? Sir Knight, I have not, laughed she. Sir Knight, I have not for thee. But still at her feet, as he made his moan, from out her bosom she drew the stone. And that knight rode forth, but he rode alone. And he laughed, for his heart was free. And they buried a maiden all skin and bone. And so it befell, at the toll of the bell, this stone had come back to me. And anon it sped over sea and land, it journeyed o'er land and sea. It hath lodged in many a fair maid's hand, yet it ever comes back to me. Then it passed to a miser of grisly hue, with a beard that fell to his knee. He had cuddled his gold, though he fain would woo a lady of high degree. And he laughed when he saw how fair he grew, yet ever she sighed as he came to sue. Nay, what wilt thou give to me? Rich gems have I none, groaned he. I have naught but my love for thee. But at night, as he lay and dreamed of gold, she drew from his gaberdine's inmost fold this glittering stone, and his heart grew cold. But she laughed, for her heart was free, and they buried a miser withered and old, and so it befell, at the toll of the bell, this stone had come back to me. And anon it sped over sea and land, it journeyed over land and sea. It hath lodged in many a withered hand, yet it always comes back to me.
As the devil concludes his history of the stone, there is a faint cry from Lane's room, and a low, distant rumble of thunder. Joan and Simon still clinging to each other.
Holy Paul!
Devil at the door leading to the alley.
Vos quibus Deus benedixit benedice.
He disappears as Lane enters and stands before her parents, erect and wonderfully beautiful. She has abandoned her little cap, and her hair, encircling her head like a glory, falls luxuriantly to her waist, and upon her arm she carries her useless crutch as though she were bearing a lily. End of Act 1, Scene 1. Act 1, Scene 2 of The Beauty Stone by Arthur Wing Pinero and Joseph Comyns Carr. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 1, Scene 2 The Marketplace of Mirlemont. On the left stands the town hall, approached by a flight of steps, and on the other side of the marketplace, facing the town hall, there is an inn bearing the sign of the Golden Head. From above the town hall there runs a broad street, and on the right, in the distance, is the mouth of a narrow alley. There are other outlets from the market-place upon either side. The sun shines brilliantly. Many of the townsfolk, men, women, and children, are already assembled. Others join them, appearing from different directions. Greetings are exchanged. The people gather in knots to discuss the merits of the candidates for the prize for beauty. A few soldiers mix with the crowd, flirting with the young women. The inn drives a good trade. There is continual movement and bustle. A body of pikemen are lounging about the steps of the town hall, and in the doorway stand certain of the aldermen and office-holders of the town.
The bells are ringing o'er Mirlemont town. Lord Philip rides forth on his way. From his saddle-bow hangs a rosebud crown, and the silver cord that shall girdle the gown of her who is fairest today.
Then tell us, ye burghers of Mirlemont town, who is it that rules ye today?
Lord Philip, he rules o'er burgher and clown. From his castle gate he comes riding down, with his gallants in proud array.
Sir burghers, we tell ye nay, 'tis not to a gallant ye pray. Who rules ye now was never a lord. She needs no spear and she bears no sword. Who wins with a smile or a frown, with soft eyes hazel or gray, with tresses golden or brown. 'Tis beauty that rules ye today, ye burghers of Mirlemont town.
With soft eyes of hazel or gray, with tresses golden or brown, 'tis beauty that rules us today, we burghers of Mirlemont town.
The competitor crowned with lilies enters with her supporters. They make for the inn, singing as they go.
Maidens and men of Mirlemont town, hither we come at your call. Ye have bidden the fairest, then needs must ye own we bring ye the fairest of all. White lilies she wears for a crown, for her cheek as a lily is white. And straight as a lily she grows, straight and slender and tall. Yet day shall not draw to its close ere the lily be changed to a rose.
For shall ye not crown her tonight the fairest of all? If this indeed be beauty's queen,
we say not so, we say not so.
Then every maiden lank and lean, with waxen cheek and eyes of green, may win that wreath of budding rose.
In sooth 'tis not of her we speak.
Then bid her go, then bid her go.
Yet look again, for though her cheek be all too white, that blush ye seek hath fled to warm her ruddy nose.
Amidst jeers and laughter, the competitor and her friends go into the inn. Then there is a hubbub, and Pepin the dwarf rushes in, flying in terror from Jacqueline, who pursues him. They are followed by the mischievous lads and girls of the first scene. Pepin trips and falls, and Jacqueline belabours him with the weaver's staff. He is rescued by the bystanders, as Nicholas Dircks, the burgomaster, enters from the Golden Head.
How now, rude people? Know ye not how to bear yourselves, when at any moment ye may be within hearing of the Lord Philip?
Faith, if our behaviour liketh not the Lord Philip, let him hie where Lord of Mirlemont should be at the hour of this telling, with his kith and kin at the tails of Liège rebels.
Holy St. Bavon, what sedition is here?
Worse than sedition, most honourable burgomaster, yon she-devil, saving your presence, hath cudgelled the poor dwarf, till I doubt he hath a whole bone in his body.
Pepin howls. Jacqueline cuffs him soundly. Nicholas to Jacqueline.
Peace, unmannerly wench.
Sooth, I have but made the mannikin pay the price for trying to Gilbert Limal, the weaver's crippled daughter, an hour ago.
Beshrew me, a pretty pass! Shall dwarfs be denied the small privilege of saluting gallantly such females as are halt and hump-backed? Let heaven's afflicted herd together, and we be merciful. Hence, trollop, lest I have thee whipped for inhumanity.
Whip? Whip me? Nay, all Mirlemont could not do it.
Nicholas to the bystanders.
Stand aloof. I do espy the brave Guntran. I would speak with him.
Those attracted by the rite disperse. Guntran of Beaugrant, grizzled and well on in years, but still upright and stalwart, appears on the steps of the town hall.
God save thee, Sir Guntran.
Guntran with a grunt descending the steps.
For what?
Mongst other favours, for the witnessing of the glorious show of beauty that the Lord Philip hath commanded. I have the maids mustered at this most respectable hostelry, the Golden Head. But the Lord Philip, 'tis well past the appointed time.
Was card playing with the Lady Sada and her demoiselles when I rode from the castle.
Alack!
Bid thy beauties sup milk, lest their skins shrink from fasting and delay.
Will do't.
He re-enters the inn. The devil, dressed gaily in red, his habit fashioned in the Italian mode, comes from among the crowd and confronts Guntran.
Heaven save you, sir.
Again? Thou the second to utter that prayer within a dozen breaths. Heaven save you, sir, to pray for my salvation.
Amen. Sir Guntran of Beaugrant?
None other.
The right hand of the Lord Philip of Mirlemont?
Nay, I would not dub myself so for as much wealth as poor soldier could dream.
Why, prithee?
Because, sir, the right hand of the Lord Philip is shamed.
Shamed?
Sir, it grasps no sword. But who art thou?
Devil, producing some letters.
Antonio, Count of Foscano in Lombardy. I bear letters from those that love me, who commend me to all of high estate in Flanders.
Giving the letters to Guntran.
I do desire you present these to the Lord of Mirlemont.
That will I. What quest is thine, Sir Count, in Flanders in these troublous days?
Pleasure, naught but pleasure.
Thou'lt be welcome at Castle Mirlemont.
Spoke with a most reproving frown, as becometh a man of war.
Nay, no such fellow am I, or I stood not here talking with thee. Age is in my bones. My time is past. For all, I am inclined to rust in Mirlemont no longer, but to follow my bent, and I cannot follow this lord's.
War is not the taste of the Lord of Mirlemont, they whisper.
No, by St. Jude. And I that taught him arms, and have loved him as my own, live to say it.
He is for lighter pastimes? And those? But we talk scandal.
The children babble it in Mirlemont. Sir, the mischief lies thus. The Lord Philip hath an eye for beauty.
One were blind else. The world is so beautiful.
Ay, but it would seem there is naught so beautiful in the world as woman. Therefore he hath an eye for...
Woman. Then the gossips speak sooth when they declare this Eastern lady whom he favours to be most fair?
Nay, was. Her day is waning. Why, look you, Sir Count, these Orients keep not their bloom as do our northern dames and damosels. And this she was renegade from Cephalonia when Philip of Mirlemont sailed thence in the train of the ransomed John of Nevers. And that's not yestereen.
Yet your lord still delighteth in the Lady Saida's company.
Yea, till fresher flower perfumes the air. By the fingernails of St. Luke, I would they were all drowned.
All?
All women.
The town bell rings out merrily. Guntran to the Devil.
The cavalcade entereth the north gate. Follow an you will.
He re-enters the town hall. The aldermen and officials also withdraw into the town hall, followed by Nicholas Dircks, who comes out of the inn and bustles across the market-place. The pikemen shoulder their pikes and go off by the street which is above the town hall. There is a general movement among the townspeople. The majority of them, as if eager to greet the procession, follow at the heels of the pikemen. The market-place is almost deserted. Devil to himself.
And I was on the point of passing by the gates of this Mirlemont, deeming it but a dull hole. Yet within a thrice I came upon that vastly interesting cripple. And now, I will have a pretty tangle here ere I leave 'em. One never knows. Why, I could spend a month in Mirlemont to advantage.
Coming face to face with Jacqueline.
Hola!
Who are you?
A gentleman travelling for pleasure.
Thy attire is not of our cut.
It was botched in Italy.
And where were you botched?
There or thereabouts.
Italy is bright and warm, is it not?
Truly.
How comfortable it must be to dwell in a place that is always warm.
It becomes monotonous.
You call yourself a gentleman?
Shaking her head.
I fear thou art bragging.
What sign belies me?
Thou wilt stand here chattering with a poor mop-headed wench such as I.
A gentleman hath no false pride. Tell me, art content to be so low in the world?
Hugely.
Yet thou art mightily ragged and skinny.
Because I will not do the work they put upon girls that are humble and parentless in these parts. Content? Yea, am I not free to lie snug every day till the sun has taken the keen edge of the morning? Whenever I am sharp set, will not Jory and the baker chuck me a loaf of bread? And as for sport, can I not run, leap, fight with any big-boned lad of the town?
Duet with dance, Jacqueline and the Devil.
My name is Crazy Jacqueline. I rule a rout that love not labour. From morn till even I dance and sing, and though I neither toil nor spin, yet should I lack some simple thing, I sally forth and rob my neighbour. My castle is a musty stall in old Dame Clovis' empty stable. There on the straw my court I keep, with a whiskered rat for seneschal, and a troop of mice who guard my sleep, till the lazy sunbeams skin the peep with a rosy face o'er the topmost gable. Then men may call me ne'er-do-weel, and rag-a-bag, or pick and steal. So let them cry, I care not, I, for I can dance from morn till e'en, and in my kingdom I am queen.
Then marry, come dance with me. Thy humour it liketh me well. There is room for a rogue like thee, in the land where I chance to dwell.
Aside.
For this is a truth I tell, yet marvellous how it should be. There be few that can dance and sing, in that kingdom where I am king.
But idle folk have work to do, pure mischief takes a world of brewing. Though simple fools know naught of this, yet true it is, and pity too, things will not always go amiss, if no one sees to man's undoing. And so of nights, when all is still, I wander forth and weave a tangle. I milk the cows and leave them dry, then draw the sluices from the mill. And when I've set things all awry, I laugh to hear the watchman's cry, as the city bells go jingle-jangle. Then men may call me ne'er-do-weel, and rag-a-bag or pick and steal. I care not, I, whatever they cry, for I can dance from morn till e'en, and in my kingdom I am queen.
Then marry, come dance with me, for never a maid or man was fit to be fellow to thee, since ever the world began.
Aside.
Yet read this riddle who can, and the answer I fain would see. How long will she dance and sing in that kingdom where I am king? Thou art a merry one.
And sooth, thou art a right merry gentleman.
Devil, smacking his lips.
I like you. There's plenty of ripe mischief in ye. Mischief, mischief.
Mischief? I pray so.
Pray so, do ye? Have half a mind to take thee.
Take me?
Going.
I wish you good morrow, sir gentleman.
Devil following her.
Stay. Hast ever been in love?
Not I, nor shall.
Hast no fancy for men, eh?
Why, I hate them as such.
That's right. That's capital. Thou art the playfellow for me.
Leading her back.
The direst mischief in the world is done by the women that hate men. And I hate women.
Jacqueline releasing herself.
So saith the baker, yet I keep my distance when I go for the bread.
Nay, I say sooth, I do most cordially hate women as such. Come nearer. Don't be frightened of a gentleman.
Jacqueline approaching him cautiously.
What would you?
Devil looking into her face.
Upon my travels, I have often asked a young fresh companion to jest with. Wilt be my page, vixen?
I am no boy.
Nor of the other sex, sith thou hatest men. Yea, thou shalt be my page.
Jacqueline endeavouring to avoid his gaze.
Let me hence, prithee.
Thou shalt lead an easy life, lazy bones. Thou shalt lie late, eat and drink till thou art surfeited. I will teach thee the lute.
What art thou? I fear thee.
He grips her arm.
Ah!
Wincing.
Truly thou art a gentleman, for labour hath not blunted thy nails.
Go. At 5 on the great dial, rummage beneath the straw where thou sleepest. Thou wilt find boy's attire. By sundown, present thyself at the castle as the Count of Foscano's page.
Oh, pardon me, my lord, but folks do know me here for a mere girl.
After thou hast knotted the ties of thy new shoon, look into a mirror. Thou shalt not know thyself. Shall call thee Jacques.
Pinching her ear.
Mischievous little Jacques. Go.
Jacqueline leaving him unsteadily with a last effort.
I will not obey thee.
Wilt not.
Pointing towards the left.
The castle at sundown.
She departs. He turns on his heel and enters the town hall. The bells, silent upon Jacqueline's singing, now ring out another peal. The populace troop back to the market-place. Nicholas Dircks comes from the town hall in a great bustle. Servants bring a throne-chair and some smaller seats from the town hall, and place them upon the ground in front of the steps.
Come, knaves, range your seats deftly, and be gone.
To the crowd.
Stand aloof there, they that would not have their heads cracked by the Lord Philip's most gallant pikemen.
The bells are ringing o'er Mirlemont town. Lord Philip he waits in the hall, and before him they bear a rosebud crown, and a silver cord that shall girdle the gown of her who is fairest of all.
2 trumpeters come from the town hall, and standing upon the steps blow blasts upon their trumpets. The pikemen follow and force the crowd back until there is a clear way between the town hall and the inn. The aldermen reappear, accompanied by a page who carries the wreath of flowers and the silver girdle. Then comes Philip. He descends the steps, followed by Saida, Guntran, and the Devil, and by some knights and dames of his retinue. Philip, though not in his first youth, is young and handsome, but is moody, restless, and impatient. Saida is a dark, sinuous woman with flashing eyes. Her beauty, still sumptuous and alluring, is touched by time. Philip drops languidly into the throne-chair. Saida sits at his elbow upon a lower seat slightly behind him. The Devil stands near her. The trumpeters blow 2 more blasts.
Ho, Philip, Lord of Mirlemont, of Rennes, and of Akell, please heaven and the saints to grant thee long life. Lo you now, we the Burgomaster and the aldermen and the office-holders of Mirlemont have, at thy command by proclamation, summoned hither the most personable females that do dwell within or without thy proper township. And truly these trusty eyne have never before been so feasted and regaled.
Good Burgomaster, but these beauties wither whilst you discourse.
Saida to herself.
Would they could.
Devil to Saida.
Madam?
I spake not, sir.
Nicholas at the inn door.
Will display them instantly. Ho, beauties, come forth.
He enters the inn. Guntran to Philip.
Prithee be at ease. This cattle hath been well fed, waiting your presence.
Philip, rising in anger.
Peace, Guntran.
Saida joining him as he paces to and fro.
Guntran saith wisely, cattle, and must thou do thy branding in sight of all?
Why, thy tongue is as rough as Guntran's. Come, sweet gossip, I tell thee 'tis but wisdom to freshen the senses upon what this dull world holds of loveliness. The zest of life droops else. Therefore, and wilt not pleasure thee, grudge me not the sight of this posse of simple maids, with their sun-kissed faces and lips like the ripe fruit of the earth.
The low-born wenches.
Nay, beauty maketh its own degree.
Saida in his ear.
Am I not beautiful enough for thee? Thou didst once swear so.
Truly. Yet because a man wears a rare flower in his jerkin, shall he not glance at humbler blossoms by the wayside?
My love, I cannot bear thee to glance.
Tush! Paragon, what hast thou to fear? Ah, cometh the show.
Nicholas returns, followed by the maidens competing for the prize for beauty. Philip and Saida return to their places, while Nicholas busies himself in marshalling the competitors. Then, under his direction, certain of them advance in turn and pass before Philip.
Know ye all, both great and small, that, by Lord Philip's sweet command, this day within our city wall, by summons we have bidden all the fairest maidens in our land. Then note them well, for here they stand. Loyse the fair from St. Denis, and Isabeau from fair Florennes, with Barbe, who comes from Bovigny, to feast the eyes of greedy men, and Gabrielle, the chosen maid, from that proud city, St. Hubert, and Colinette from Lenaled, who counts herself the fairest there, with many more who fain would own yon budding wreath and silver zone.
Peace! Let us on, or ere the day be flown, our budding roses shall be overblown.
Sir, by your leave, Sweet wench, I call on thee.
I am Louise from Saint Denis, fairest there beyond compare, so men say.
So men say.
Yet their praise is naught to me. If today Philip, Lord of Mirlemont, deems another maid more fair, thou alone canst tell me true, thou canst answer yea or nay. Are mine eyes of that sweet blue? The rains of April grant to May. Shines my hair like ripened wheat? Can it be my red lips meet like coral laid on ivory? Ay, and that my little feet move so very daintily? For this and more do all men say, men who dwell in Saint Denis, else I might not dare to pray that today beauty's crown should fall on me.
And what if it be true that her eyes are softest blue, and her lips like winter berries shyly peeping through the snow? That she wears a smaller shoe than some other maids do, yet for all she is not fairest, therefore prithee let her go.
Aye, let her go. We waste the sunny hours, seeking a rose amid these wind-sown flowers.
Rise, little maid, for one and one alone shall win this wreath of roses and wear this silver zone.
Next, by your grace, in order as they go, I summon her men call proud Isabeau.
In the hills beyond Florennes, where the river grasses grow, soft and green.
Soft and green?
Once the shepherds from the glen crowned me queen, and when I knelt beside the stream, and saw this face that floated there, with lips like cherries dipped in cream, and laughing eyes and raven hair, I wondered not those shepherd men had crowned me fairest in Florennes.
And in truth, if that be so, it is plain they do not grow, the fairest maidens in Flanders, where those simple shepherds dwell. Or perchance, for aught we know, it was very long ago, when this maiden first discovered that she loved herself so well.
Nay, blame the guilty brook, 'twere hard to scold her, for deeming true what this false stream had told her.
Ay, yet henceforth each crone should warn her daughter. Truth lurks in wells, but lies in running water.
Yea, many maids are fair, yet one is fairest, enough for thee to win that shepherd's crown thou wearest.
In truth, an ugly wench. Come hither, thou.
I am Barbe of Bovigny, where all other maidens say. They wonder why.
They wonder why.
My lover bid me come today, that I might try, Philip, Lord of Mirlemont, to win that rosy crown from thee. Yet while he kneels and sighs to me, love for thy beauty I could die. I wonder why I may not bear that wreath away.
As to this we would reply, it is plain to every eye, when he praised the maiden's beauty, that his senses must have fled. And we fancy by and by she will weep and wonder why men should choose to go a-wooing when they never think to wed.
Philip holding up his hand.
Rest, a pause.
To those around him with a frown.
Say you?
Ha!
To the devil.
Those from the alley, or from the dike side? Which are the most graceless, Sir Count?
What, are they not passable?
Sooth, sir, I have seen no girl yet for her freckles.
The knights and the ladies laugh.
Yea, these raw bones are for a winter's eve, when the candles smoulder and the wood flickers.
E'en then such noses would cast most monstrous shadows.
Another laugh. Philip rising angrily.
A truce!
To Nicholas.
Good Burgomaster, I trow our Flanders maids are richer in virtue than in beauty. Give them 10 groats apiece, and set their ill-made faces homeward. I am weary.
Nay, I do entreat your lordship. In sooth the wenches are but a sorry batch, but 'Tis holiday, and folk are here to see thee bestow the wreath and girdle. This is to cheat them of their sport.
Devil, advancing to them.
Sir, may I speak? I do propose, in pure merriment, that sith there is so little beauty to be gathered in Mirlemont, we do ensample the town's ugliness. Ha ha! I have perceived a most knavish dwarf in the crowd.
'Tis Pepin, an excellent and loathsome dwarf.
Cry, therefore, an end to this mummery of beauty, and, for sport, let these honest folk witness the betrothal of this misbegotten little fellow to the uncomeliest maid in Mirlemont. Know you of a fit mate for the dwarf, Sir Burgomaster?
Truly do I, one Lane, daughter of the weaver Limal. Their home is in yonder foul alley, by St. Bavon, a choice notion.
Philip to the Devil.
What? I don't hear that a fine beauty, and you would make me an instrument in the breeding of monsters.
Ha 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 ha! For a jest, a jest.
Play out the time, then, in this grisly fashion, and you list.
To Nicholas.
Give the dwarf's mate 50, and 100 groats for portion. And let me to horse.
Philip rejoins Seda, who claps her hands delightedly. Devil following Philip.
Use dispatch, Sir Burgomaster.
Nicholas to the populace.
Ho, worthy people of Mirlemont! The Lord Philip doth declare these maids to be of beauty so equal that no one of them may lay her claim to the wreath and girdle offered for prize.
There is a murmur of discontent from the crowd.
Hold your peace till ye have heard. The Lord of Mirlemont doth graciously bestow upon each and every maid the sum of 10 groats.
A murmur of approval.
And further, that ye shall not be defrauded of your full sport, the Lord Philip, out of the lightness of his heart, doth grant 100 groats for portion unto the maid whomsoe'er ye shall deem her to be, that is the ugliest in all Mirlemont, commanding her to appear before him on the instant, and to make her vows of betrothal here in your presence, with the dwarf Pepin Swerts.
Cries of satisfaction and delight.
Come forward, Pepin, thou most unsightly knave.
Pepin is pushed forward. He makes his obeisance to Philip. From the crowd there is a murmur, gathering in force till it becomes a shout of Lane, Lane, Lane Limal.
Beshrew me, but you follow mine own thought. The weaver's cripple, Lane Limal.
A party of men and girls rush up the alley. Someone in the crowd gives Pepin a wreath of coarse blooms with which he struts about in grotesque preparation for the meeting with his betrothed. Finale.
Go, bring forth old Simon's daughter.
Pointing to Pepin.
Here's a lord who counts her fair. Long in wedlock he hath sought her, and would crown her golden hair. With this garland he hath wrought her, out of gems most rich and rare. Faith, then gallant knight we've brought her. Come then, greet the happy pair.
From out the alley comes Lane, transcendently beautiful as at the end of the previous scene, the men and girls following wonderingly. Philip rising from his chair in amazement and admiration.
By Our Lady, she is fair.
What is this? Nay, look again. It is, and yet it cannot be.
Angel face without a stain, eyes that muse in ecstasy.
Away, we sought the cripple Lane. Nay, look again, for this is she.
Sweet wandering maid, if thou wilt deign to take thy crown, it waits for thee.
Where then hath fled that hump upon her shoulder, if this be Lane?
Nay, whence have come those tresses that enfold her like golden rain?
Her hollow eyes were dim, her wan cheek whiter than frozen snow.
Lips like a rose-red flower, those eyes are brighter than earth can show.
Zeta to Philip.
O turn thine eyes away, let not her lure thee on. Though fair she seems today, bid her be gone. For how shall beauty stay, where all was foul before? Then turn thine eyes away, and gaze no more.
Oh, turn thine eyes away, let her not lure thee on. Though fair she seems today, bid her be gone.
Was ever sprite or fay so fair to look upon? Shall beauty hold its sway when thou art gone? Then lift thine eyes and say, wooed from what fairy shore, thy feet have found their way to earth once more.
Yet how shall beauty stay where all was foul before? Then turn thine eyes away and gaze no more.
In vain we plead, some magic spell enthralls him.
Aye, 'tis in vain, he will not heed your cry.
What if it be the devil's voice that calls him?
Yea, 'tis a witch he worships, let her die.
A witch, a witch, beware, beware. Round about her draw not nigh. Bind her, burn her, have a care, for see, she hath the evil eye. A witch, beware, beware, or on a broomstick she may fly, up and through the air. A witch, then let her die.
They circle round her, advancing and retreating with alternating rage and fear. In the end they fall upon her and seize her, as Joan and Simon force their way through the crowd. Lane rushes to her mother in terror.
What would you do? Lord Philip, spare, oh spare her.
Wretches, ye knew her well an hour ago.
What though her poor wan cheeks be now grown fairer? 'Tis heaven's sweet miracle hath made her so.
Yea, heaven hath made her fair. Then wherefore fear her? This is no witch ye look upon to-day.
Down on thy knees, sweet lord, we pray thee hear her.
Stand back, ye knaves, and thou, sweet maid, draw nearer. Whence came thy wondrous beauty? Speak and say.
I can but tell you I knelt and prayed to her who hearkens when we cry, Mother, as thou wert once a maid, oh let me love, or bid me die. Still I was crooked, bowed, and lame, and knew not then she heard my prayer. But now I know, for lo, there came a holy man who made me fair.
Enough, enough! Ye have but to behold her. Nay, scan her well and tell me, if ye dare, what devil's art or witch's wild could mould her there where she stands the fairest of the fair. When the rose-leaf lies on the dew, do we ask if it fell from the rose? If honey be sweet on our lips, know we not it was stored by the bee? When the wind blows salt in our teeth, do we wonder from whither it blows? Nay, though the shore be afar, yet we know that it comes from the sea.
When the rose-leaf lies on the dew, do we ask if it fell from the rose? If honey be sweet on our lips, know we not it was stored by the bee? When the wind blows salt in our teeth, do we wonder from whither it blows? Nay, though the shore be afar, yet we know that it comes from the sea.
Sweet maid, heaven too lies afar, yet we know that from heaven alone come those lips that an angel hath kissed, and those eyes with the light of a star. Though with roses we crown thee to-day, and girdle thee round with a zone, is there aught that shall bind thee or stay thee, whose home lies beyond and afar?
Sweet maid, heaven too lies afar, yet we know that from heaven alone come those lips that an angel hath kissed, and those eyes with the light of a star. Though with roses we crown thee today, and girdle thee round with a zone, is there aught that shall bind thee or stay thee, whose home lies beyond and afar?
Philip, having crowned Lane with the wreath of rosebuds, clasps the silver girdle around her waist as the curtain falls. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1 of The Beauty Stone by Arthur Wing Pinero and Joseph Comyns Carr. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 2, Scene 1. A hall in Castle Mirlemont. At the back is a wide doorway. The doors are open, and beyond there is an arcade, and through the arches of the arcade the moonlit sky is seen. On the left of the apartment there is a window. On the right an alcove, in which stands a throne-chair. Upon the wall above the throne-chair a sword and other weapons are hung. Near the throne-chair stands a table with benches ranged about it. Jugs and goblets are on the table, and dice and playing cards. There are additional entrances to the apartment on either side. The hall is lighted by quaintly devised lamps. Seated at the head of the table, Philip is playing cards with a party of knights and ladies who are gathered round the board. The knights are youthful and dissolute looking, their dames light and frivolous. The devil stands by Philip's side, advising in the conduct of the game. Afar off by the window, Seda sits, watching Philip with eyes aflame with hungry jealousy. Other knights and ladies are seen in the arcade, walking in the moonlight. Course of Knights and Dames.
With cards and dice, and with wine and laughter, and a leaven of love, if love be light, we care not a jot what may come hereafter, so love and laughter be ours tonight. Then scatter the cards as we fill the cup. Though the sun be down and the moon be up, our day doth only begin. For the coming of night is the dawn of day. Yet tell us, we pray, what card to play, and where is the card shall win. Honor and fame and the lust of battle, we yield them freely to sturdier lords. For the coin shall clink and the dice shall rattle, when honor and fame are but empty words. Then scatter the cards as we drain the cup. Though the sun be down and the moon be up, our day doth only begin. For the coming of night is the dawn of day. Yet if, as you say, 'tis a heart to play, then where is the heart shall win.
Seda rises and slowly approaches Philip. She is about to lay her hand upon his arm enticingly, when a white-haired seneschal appears, entering from the left.
My lord.
Philip rising eagerly.
What? Is she come?
The weaver's daughter, my lord.
Ay, and no worse for being a daughter to a weaver.
My lord, the maid entered the castle an hour agone.
By St. Paul! Think ye she is commanded hither to be so slighted? Is it not fit that her name should be called aloud by thee?
Truly, my lord, but thou didst charge the women to apparel this maid becomingly, and fingers are but fingers, ply as busily as they may.
Philip turning away.
I had forgot.
Seneschal following him.
My lord, I broke in upon the game to tell you the gallant Sir Baldwyn of Ath is arrived.
See him rested and refreshed?
Nay, he rideth in hot haste as herald summoning all valiant men to Maastricht, to the standard of Duke John of Burgundy.
Bid him ride on, then, and summon thou the weaver's daughter. My patience is out.
He resumes his game at the table as Guntran and Baldwyn, the latter disordered and travel-stained, enter from the left. Seneschal receives Baldwyn, and they talk together. Seda aside to Guntran in bitter mockery.
Nay, Guntran, if my lord Philip is set forth to Maastricht, 'tis a stout horse will be needed for the burden, methinks.
So?
Yea, I promise you, he will not budge, unless a certain bold wench rides pillion behind him.
Guntran in her ear.
Why, madam, art thou from Maastricht?
Seda with clenched hands.
Thou knowest, I speak of the weaver's daughter.
She would ride lighter than thou by 12 years.
Ah, how I hate thee.
She leaves him and returns to her seat by the window.
Sir Baldwyn of Ath.
Philip rising.
He is welcome.
To the card players.
Give me leave.
The card players move away and join the knights and ladies in the arcade. The devil alone remains, perching himself upon the table and laying out the cards in a circle. The seneschal withdraws.
Philip, Lord of Mirlemont. Our Lord the Duke of Burgundy lies with his host tonight at Florennes. On the morrow he rides straightway to Maastricht, where, as thou knowest, the good bishop is besieged by the accursed rebel rout from Liège.
Well, sir?
Sir, the Duke doth enjoin all those of authority that are not yet under his banner to set out at dawn with their retinues, and such followers as they can levy, for Maastricht. The lords of Sirault, of Velaines, and Sauveur are already hitherward, and I pray that they may lie here tonight within this castle of Mirlemont.
They are not less welcome than thyself.
Another word. Remembering the gallant days of thy youth, when thou didst face with him the Paynim holds, the Duke would know thee still for one of spirit and valour. Come, Lord, wilt not bear thine own answer to Duke John?
Nay.
Sayest thou?
Carry thou my answer, Baldwin of Bath. I am a man of peace in these days, not of war.
Now would I were deaf.
I say I would not have our fair land made sore and ugly by the waste of battle. By heaven and St. Bavon, I cry peace, peace that shall scatter with untiring hands the seeds of beauty.
Guntran in imprecation.
Beauty, beauty.
Aye, Guntran, 'tis my watchword, peace and beauty. Look that Sir Baldwin be well tended.
Turning away.
The minstrels, strike the lutes.
He joins his knights and the ladies under the arcade.
And this was a brave man, that now pillows his head upon rose leaves. To horse!
He goes out quickly on the left, followed by Guntran. From the arcade comes the sound of the lutes. Devil to himself.
Beauty, 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 beauty.
Jacqueline, gaily and prettily attired as a boy, enters a little unsteadily, with strut and swagger. Devil steadying her.
What, my little Jacques? Has supped, eh?
Supped? Oh, right well, master.
Are the meats rich?
Rich, and plenty.
And the wine?
Why, there is a fountain of Burgundy that plays in the dining hall. It sends up jets of rubies. I did dip my cup into its basin and drink my fill.
Devil slapping her on the shoulder. Seda coming to Jacqueline.
Boy.
Jacqueline bowing low.
My duty, madam.
Seda stroking Jacqueline's head.
Pretty boy.
To the devil.
Have I your leave?
Devil bowing.
Sweet lady.
Seda to Jacqueline.
Boy, go you to my women. Bid them do on their dancing shoon, and to assemble upon the terrace, and hearken my call. For tonight we dance before the Lord Philip.
Dance? Oh, beautiful lady.
Hence.
Jacqueline runs out on the right.
Dance, madam?
Aye, good friend, for so thou hast professed thyself.
And truly.
Dance, dance, dance. 'Twas thus I first gained my lord's favour.
And 'tis thus thou wilt regain him, doubtless. Thy ripe charms against this shoot of maidenhood, eh? To it, madam, to it.
Seda sinking onto a seat.
Nay, but of late my limbs have lost some of their suppleness, I ween. Oh!
Devil beside her.
'Tis hard, such a common girl.
Who till today was a cripple, the jeer of the town.
These miracles, they put one out of reckoning.
She shall yet be burnt for a witch. We'll show thee that sport in Mirlemont, Sir Count. Burnt.
Devil shaking his head sadly.
Nay, 'twould be no novelty. I've seen so much of that sort of thing in my time. Natheless I do marvel like thyself, whether 'tis holy miracle or naughty charm that hath wrought this strange transformation.
I swear 'tis a devil's charm, brewed by the weaver's hag wife.
Sooth, I fear so.
Seda rising and pacing the apartment.
Therefore shall they be burnt, the daughter, and all her folk to boot.
What, and their secret with them?
Seda pausing.
Why, 'tis likely.
Tush, thou must play more cunningly. Dear lady, if the devil be in the bounteous mood, I counsel thee to put aside thy pious distaste for his doings.
That would I, to be as lovely as this maid, and once again as fresh to my lord's eye.
Come then, if charm there be in all this, 'tis thou that must possess the mystery.
Wilt aid me?
Yea, or any distressful dame.
I thank thee, Sir Count, and if I fail to wrest the secret from the weaver's daughter, I will kill myself ere my lord shall miss the glow of summer from my cheeks.
The tinkling of the lutes ceases.
Nay, be hopeful.
Ay, and light of foot. Tonight will I keep sway without help o' the devil. The dance.
Philip returns, and the knights and ladies are seen gathered in the arcade.
Seda, what do thy women here?
Seda caressingly in his ear.
Sweetheart, I have bethought me, while this pretty guest is attiring, I will dance before thee, to stay our impatience.
'Tis a good thought.
To the knights and dames.
The Lady Seda dances to pleasure us.
He seats himself upon the throne chair, but with a heavy brow. The knights and ladies dispose themselves about the apartment. Seda claps her hands, and her women appear entering from the arcade. They make her ready for the dance. The minstrels assemble without the doorway. The devil steals away, and presently is seen among the minstrels, a red light from a lamp falling upon his face. He takes a lute from one of the players and thumbs it with the rest. Jacqueline joins him, standing by his side. Chorus of knights and dames.
Though she should dance till dawn of day, 'twere all for naught, for if perchance his eyes should stray and find her there, they would but glance and turn away, for all his thought is otherwhere. Yea, though her feet should prove as fleet as is the wind, 'twere all in vain. They know no art whereby to find to Philip's heart their way again. Then she may dance till dawn of day. He will not care, he heeds her not, he needs her not, he hath forgot if she be fair.
Safe in her island home, whose sloping glades lean sunward till they kiss the eastern main, happy she dwelt, a maid amidst her maids, who knowing naught of love, knew naught of pain. When westward steering came those knights unbidden, sea-worn, and weary of the clang of war. And one there was, beneath whose helm lay hidden, a face she knew, yet knew not from afar. For round about her ere he came, aye, ere his feet had pressed the sand, the woodland blossoms turned to flame, and love was lord of all the land. Till dawned that day his sail was set, and all his thoughts were seaward turned. Then one there was remembered yet, what love had taught and love had learned. One heart that knew not how to stay, if love were fain to flee away.
Why, it is of herself that she sings, for she followed him so, as we know. And his was the love that found wings, nay, hath it not ever been so?
We are
dreaming of that little island valley, where beneath the silver olives at the ending of the day, Swaying gently to the music as they thread each winding alley, comes a troop of laughing maidens dancing downward to the bay.
South blows the wind as the veil of night is falling. Warm is the wind that is blowing from the south. Far in the bay she can hear the sailors calling. Warm lies the breath of his kisses on her mouth. South blows the wind, yet northward they are steering. Love leaps aboard, and the north and south are one. Lo, the stars are darkened, and the bitter gale is veering. Bleak and cold and drear lies the shore that they are nearing. Woe is the day when he bore her from the sun. Love lies not here. He hath fled, and we would follow, where the sapphire sea is breaking in a ring of silver foam. Southward speeds his bark, for his pilot is the swallow. Love, could we but follow, thou wouldst lead us safely home. North blows the wind. Once again the gale is shifting. The rack of heaven stands open, and the night is past and done. North blows the wind, yet southward we are drifting. The rosy day is dawning, and the sullen clouds are lifting. North blows the wind that shall bear us to the sun.
Love lies not here. He hath fled, and we would follow, where the sapphire sea is breaking in a ring of silver foam. Southward speeds his bark, for his pilot is the swallow. Love, could we but follow, thou wouldst lead us safely home.
Why stays she here? Love hath fled, he will not follow. For his heart hath found a haven, and no longer needs to roam. Southward she may sail, flying southward with the swallow. Lord Philip will not follow, for his love lies nearer home.
Gradually, Philip is half recaptured by the allurement of the song and dance. His eyes dwell upon Saida tenderly, and at last he rises as if about to embrace her. At that moment, the Seneschal enters on the left.
The Demoiselle Lane Limal.
Lane enters richly but chastely attired, and stands in the center of the apartment modestly and wonderingly. Philip, entranced, moves towards her. Saida falls back in rage and despair.
Nay, see ye not this maid is fair? What wonder then he finds her so?
Yet, little maid, beware, beware, for love will come and love will go.
That angel smile, those wandering eyes, were never fashioned here below.
Yet, little maid, be wise, for love will come and love will go.
Sir knights and dames, now grant me by your leave, that I may speak with this sweet demoiselle.
Though Philip's heart she may beguile, and wear the Lady Saida's shoes, she cannot choose, but she must lose the glory of that angel's smile. Yea, well we know 'twas ever so, for love will come and love will go.
All withdraw except Saida and the devil, and they remain under the arcade, watching. Philip, never removing his eyes from Lane's face.
Thou hast tarried long.
They did delay me, to make me fit to appear before thee, my lord.
Sayest thou?
I do thank thee for thy goodness to a poor maid.
Poor? Nay, thy perfect loveliness maketh thee vastly rich.
Lane passing her hand over her face.
Ah, and yet this morning I was ugly and most despised.
'Tis so reported.
'Tis very sooth, my lord, until the holy man wrought his miracle.
How wrought he the miracle?
My lord, I may not tell. My mother and father have forbade me strictly to say aught, save that 'twas in answer to a prayer to Our Lady.
Devil to Saida.
Heard you that?
Aye.
They move away. Philip to Lane.
No matter. Sit thou art as thou art.
Pointing to a seat.
Sit ye down.
Not whiles you stand, my lord.
Nay then.
They sit.
Demoiselle, know you that the Lady Catherine of Ninove, who dwells within this castle, will take you as playfellow for her daughter Blanche, and thou art willing?
Oh, I am not suitable.
I do bid thee to do this.
Lane, her eyes drooping before his.
My lord.
For in very deed I desire to gaze at thee with but little intermission day by day.
Why, my lord?
Because thou art the ripe fulfilment of all my dreams of beauty.
Lane clasping her hands.
Holy Mother, what if thou hast made me over beautiful?
To him.
My lord, such comeliness as I possess thou hast now seen and noted.
Truly I see thee, yet I cannot see thee. Thy splendour turneth the air about thee into a mist. Therefore it behoves me to look on thee constantly, that custom may grave thy features upon my memory.
That is strange. Why, my lord, when I had glimpse of thy face but once, it seemeth years agone, and thou wert riding right swiftly through the streets.
I? Then?
Oh, pardon me.
Philip drawing nearer to her.
What, have radiant dreams sought thee out also?
Our alley is too narrow, my lord.
A good answer, little heart. Yet not so narrow, but Philip of Mirlemont hath strayed thither in thy sleep.
Lane attempting to rise.
Oh, my lord.
Philip detaining her.
Speak.
My lord, I am still but a weaver's daughter.
I love thee, I love thee.
Nay, nay, thou lovest me not.
Dost thou not hear? I love thee.
My lord, thou hast forgot. Thou couldst not give me all. For full well I know that thy fond glance doth fall on one set high above me. Then prithee, let me go.
'Tis false, my heart is free. Yon heaven may hear my vow. I ne'er have loved but thee. I knew not love till now.
Ah, no, it may not be. Thou art too high, too great. I am not fit to mate with one like thee.
Yet beauty's star doth shine above all earthly state. It makes the lowliest great. Aye, and it makes thee mine.
Nay, though it gleamed afar, set high in heaven above, in dreaming long ago, I too had seen a star. And now, now I know that shining star was love. For here, upon thy breast, my heart hath found its rest. Dear Lord, in love for thee, ever in love for thee.
For here my life's long quest to find the loveliest doth end, sweet love, in thee, ever in love for thee.
From the arcade comes the sound of boisterous mocking laughter. The devil appears in the arcade with Saida. Devil as he enters to those who are out of sight.
Nay, nay, sirs, prithee spare them.
Philip to the devil.
What's toward?
Devil coming into the apartment.
Sir, thy good gentlemen, in carelessness of spirit, do make jest of an aged couple here.
Saida entering the apartment.
Why, 'tis the weaver and his dame.
Joan and Simon enter from the arcade, resisting two attendants who attempt to put them back. Lane running to meet them.
Ah!
Simon to Philip.
Lord, we do entreat thee.
We came hither with our daughter, and are mocked at by thy gentlemen, and served like thieves by these varlets.
Philip to the attendants.
Begone.
The attendants withdraw. Philip to Joan and Simon.
What would you?
Naught but wait upon our child, wherewhither she goes.
My lord, thou seest how 'tis. My father and mother are but poorly clad, which seemeth to render them food for laughter. I do pray that they too may be given fitting raiment, even as I, so that we may all dwell in the castle without being shamed.
Dwell in the castle.
Lane embracing them joyfully.
Yea, mother, yea, father, you and I.
Lane talks to Joan and Simon apart. The devil suddenly appears at Philip's elbow.
Sir, thy mirth is unwelcome.
Nay, sir, I am most sympathetic. For truly I perceive what vexation is here.
I am not vexed.
Not now, sir, when thou art merry. Yet I vow 'twould anger me to see my kitten mewling after such a Tom and Tabby.
Philip eyeing Lane askance.
Sooth, 'Tis a fair flower to twine about so rank and common a bush.
Let not thine eyes be reminded of it. Come, sir, shall I aid thee in this business?
Thou?
Wilt give me leave to dispose of these unsightly folk, to their comfort and thine own?
What, with thy purse?
I know not the plan till I have argument with them. But wilt give me leave?
Nay, nay.
Be counselled. Oh, how they tumble her!
Yea, then, as you list.
He turns away and sits upon the throne-chair with his head bowed. Devil to Simon and Joan.
Come, weaver, hither, good dame. The Lord Philip doth graciously charge me with the care of you. Follow me, most worthy people.
Joan and Simon bowing low to Philip.
We thank you.
Lane embracing them again.
Oh, mother, father.
In their ears.
Sweethearts, we'll steal back with you to the alley tomorrow and help break the loom into 1,000 pieces.
Come, come, come.
The devil takes Simon and Joan away on the left. Lane kneeling before Philip.
My lord.
Sayest thou?
My heart doth ache with very joy.
Bending over his feet.
Oh, my lord, my lord, my lord.
There is the distant sound of a blast of trumpets. Philip starting to his feet remorsefully.
Ha!
Guntran enters quickly from the arcade. He and Philip talk together in low voices. Guntran to Philip.
Hearest thou that?
Guntran?
Thy guests approach.
Yes?
Those that have leave to lie here tonight, that set out at dawn to join with Duke John and William of Hainault at Florennes.
Aye?
Aye. Wilt not go forth but a few steps to cry a welcome to these brave and true lords?
Philip, his head averted.
See them and their following fitly honoured.
Sitting at the table.
I have no words for them.
There is another, but less distant blast of trumpets. The devil re-enters lightly and whispers to Saida, who is by the window. Whereupon she throws open one of the casements and looks out eagerly. Then the devil beckons to Lane, who has been standing by the throne-chair, and presents her to Saida. Guntran to Philip.
Thou hast no words for them, yet are they to be fitly honoured. Ah, but thou'rt in the right, for these comers should be welcomed by one as gallant as they.
Peace, Guntran, lest I forget thy hold upon my heart.
Nay, prithee forget that too, that I may forget the love I once had for thee.
Philip, seeing the devil, and calling to him loudly.
Count of Toscano, the game again. Come, sir.
The devil joins Philip at the table as the trumpets sound once more. Guntran to Philip.
Hark, they are nearer.
Peace, I say.
To the devil playing cards.
The Count.
Guntran paces the apartment in rage and despair. Devil to Philip.
Sir, a word. Be at thine ease. Thou art rid of them.
What mean you?
The weaver and his wife.
Ah, the manner they're going?
Even now they are being driven out by your varlets.
Why, sir, I did not charge thee so far.
Nay, sir, not you.
Close to Philip.
But I am apt at the reading of men's thoughts.
Saida suddenly to Lane, drawing her to the window.
Look, look!
Lane looking out.
My mother and father.
Look still!
Oh, there is one that strikes at them with a cudgel. Ah!
Saida gripping her arm tightly and hissing into her ear.
Yea, they are sent forth with blows. Now thou knowest thyself, knowest what thou hast become. Fool, to expect aught else from thy lord, forsooth, thy lord.
The trumpet sounds finally, near at hand. Guntran approaching Philip.
They are without. wilt not greet them?
I am busily employed.
To the devil.
Deuce ace.
Nay then, play out the night till bedtime with thy new-fangled painted pictures, devil's playthings. I'll to these lords to tell them how 'tis with thee. I'll tell them what thou wast when I first knew thee, a stripling boy in deeds of valour nursed. Ere yet this plague of beauty came and slew thee, and left the thing thou art accursed, accursed. I slew thee, for 'tis beauty hath bereft us of all we loved, and he that fills thy place, this craven that the ruined years have left us, bears but the waxen image of thy face. Yea, Philip, for thy soul is dead, that made thee once fit mate for men. As steadfast midst the rout that fled, thy sword withstood the Saracen. 'Twas there I knew thee, loved thee first. Behold thee now, accursed, accursed. 'Twas not enough thy youth should waste and wither beneath yon eastern wanton's blighting spell. Nay, though her charm be spent, yet now comes hither this flaxen toy to lure thy soul to hell. Whate'er was left of manhood when she found thee, none can say from whence her beauty came, is hers to win, her arms shall wind around thee, and hers the honeyed kiss shall end thy shame. Then drink the poison from her lips, but few short hours are left to thee. Yea, for thy heart's blood drains and drips, and time draws near to claim his fee. Go, fan ye passion's lingering flame, or passion's self shall cry thee shame.
Guntran goes out on the left. Philip to the devil, who has been holding him back.
Release me! Shame! My sword! My sword! He may not live that spake that word.
Ah, let me hence!
Devil releasing Philip.
Heed not what that poor dotard cries. 'Tis not to thee. Thou hast love's prize.
Let me go hence.
Yet see, those angel eyes are wet with scalding tears.
Philip to Lane.
Weep not, and thou shalt soon forget these passing fears.
Nay, let me go. I must. My heart is stricken to the dust. Each word as with a javelin thrust did pierce it through.
Thou shalt not go. I'll hear no more. I hold thee close. Shut fast the door.
What wouldst thou do?
The devil goes into the arcade and gives orders. The doors admitting to the arcade are shut by the attendants, and one by one other doors are heard to close with a clang and rattle.
Nay, wert thou more than all he said thou art, yet even so, some pity lingering in thy fallen heart would bid me go. What have I done? If love were my offence, that love is slain. It cannot hurt thee more, then let me hence, or end my pain. Ay, kill me, or should beauty prove my fault, I'll pray to heaven to make this body halt and lame again. So thou wilt let me go from whence I came and hide my head. Thou wilt not? Then I too do cry thee shame. 'Twas sooth he said, this is some other lord that bears thy name, and thou art dead.
I prithee peace. Let be, let be. Go take thy way, for thou art free.
The doors are opened at his command, and Lane runs out, leaving Philip overcome with remorse. When she has gone, he sinks upon a seat and bows his head upon the table despairingly. Zeta to the devil.
She's gone. My power returns at last.
Devil restraining her.
Not yet, not yet. The memory of her holds him fast.
He shall forget.
To Philip.
Nay, grieve not. In a little while Thine eyes shall gaze on that sweet isle where first we met. 'Tis there, where flowering valleys smile, love's bower is set.
I see her tears, I hear her cry, 'twas sooth he said. Away, away, the end draws nigh, the broken cup of life runs dry. My heart is dead.
Satyr to the Devil.
He will not heed. What need to stay? All is gone.
Nay, didst not hear that maiden say, that now she fain would fling away what scarce was won?
Think you her beauty may be mine?
Yea, thou shalt taste of life's new wine, or magic spell, or gift divine. This maiden's beauty must be thine, ere night be done.
Or magic spell, or gift divine. This maiden's beauty
must be thine,
must be mine,
ere night be done.
Satyr and the Devil creep away after Lane. As they go, Guntran enters from the left, followed by the lords of Sirault, Velaines, and Sauveur, 3 grim-looking warriors, and the knights of their retinue.
Lords of Sirault, Velaines, and Sauveur, would seek Lord Philip, then behold him now. Ye that have known him in the days that were, say what hath writ that brand upon his brow.
Philip, at the dawn of day, forth we ride upon our way. Beware, the dawn is near, night is spent. Awake, awake, lift those leaden eyes and say, what answer dost thou bid us make to him that sent us here?
Go hence and say my race is well nigh run. From out this breast all lust of war hath fled. Yea, shame and fame and glory all are one. Go tell him this, that Lord ye sought is dead.
Enough, enough, from this day forth, whate'er my chance I know thee not. These withered limbs be little worth, yet this right arm hath not forgot its ancient use. On, my lords, yea, though the end of all be nigh, I'd liefer meet those rebel swords, than serve with one who dares not die.
Philip, tearing down the sword which hangs above the throne chair.
A lie, my lords, a lie. Whate'er he saith, there lives no man can boast that he hath seen these eyes affrighted at the eyes of death. Go tell your liege I'll greet him at Florennes.
Gradually the knights of Philip's retinue have assembled in the arcade with their dames. The knights now enter the apartment, while the ladies gather in the distance, full of bustling curiosity. Philip, turning to his knights.
And ye who serve me, see this sword is drawn, that all too long within its sheath hath lain. If so ye love me, ride with me at dawn, or meet me not in fellowship again. Who called me coward? Guntran, it was thou.
Philip of Mirlemont, I know thee now.
All hail to Philip, Lord of Mirlemont.
End of Act 2 of Scene 1. Act 2, Scene 2, and Scene 3 of The Beauty Stone, by Arthur Wing Pinero and Joseph Comyns Carr. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 2, Scene 2. The weaver's home again at night time. The table upon which a lamp burns feebly now stands by the window. The shutters are closed and barred. Lightning is seen through the window in the loft, and distant thunder is heard. The door leading to the alley is undone from without, and Joan and Simon enter.
Do they still follow?
Nay, they pursued us no further than the mouth of the alley.
Then 'twas the echo of our own footsteps that frightened me.
Simon fastening the door.
Malison on the knaves, and upon the base lord they serve.
Why do you do up to the door, good man? Shall we rest in peace while our child remaineth in the castle?
Simon coming to her.
Nay, but 'tis no work for thee. Keep thou within, and when I have regained my breath, I will creep back to the castle through the shadows.
Joan clinging to him.
They will surely beat thee again.
I feel naught, save that our little maid is stolen.
Saints forgive me, thou dost not believe she hath been party to this cruelty?
Wife!
Joan weeping.
I know not what to say.
Did you not hear her entreat that we might be well cared for?
Sooth, so did I, and prettily it was spoke.
This is but a scurvy trick of this lord's to be rid of us. But bolts and chains will not hold her, once she learns how we have been misused. Bless me, wife, and let me go forth.
Joan listening.
Hist.
The alley is quiet.
'Tis neighbour Grimald's magpie that has broken its cage once more and is beating its wings against our shutters.
Lightning again, and a sharper peal of thunder. Simon opens the door, and Lane enters swiftly. She is still in her rich clothes, but is carrying a poor-looking bundle.
'Tis she, our little Lane.
Mother! Mother!
The flood is out, the night is wild. How came you through the blinding rain?
'Tis heaven hath sent us back our child. Then weep not, thou art home again.
Mother! Mother!
Hush, think no more of what is past. Enough that thou art safe at last.
Not safe, not safe. I may not rest the while this stone doth tear and chafe my wounded breast. Oh, would 'twere gone! Yea, that were best. Mother, mother, then let me cast away this snare that made my lord to use me ill. For all the past still lingers there. My heart is scored and aching still.
Stay, stay, hold fast to what is there. Though this false lord hath used thee ill, that now is past, still thou art fair, and life's reward awaits thee still.
Ay, truly all are not as he. Thy beauty still remains to thee.
Beauty! Ah, let that beauty go. 'Twas beauty brought Lord Philip low, whose spirit once had soared so high. 'Tis beauty that hath wrought my woe. Dear Mother Mary, hear my cry. Take it away, away. It breeds not joy but sorrow. Though seeming fair today, 'tis false tomorrow. 'Twas death, not life, that came when beauty first was born. It brings not love, but shame, and hate and scorn. Once more I fain would be crooked, as when today I knelt and prayed to thee. Ah, take this thing away, away, away!
She tears open her dress, removes the stone from about her neck, and casts it upon the ground at their feet. Then, covering her face with her hands, she rushes away into her bedchamber. Joan and Simon at the door of Lane's room.
Lane, wench!
Hath fastened up her door against us.
Simon leaving the door.
Nay, then, let her bide. The heart lightens when the tears flow.
Joan joining him.
Gramercy, our poor child will be ugly again.
True, yet what matters that? She was happier as she was, it would seem.
Ay, and more secure, as she saith.
And when you think on it, she was ne'er ugly to us.
She ugly?
The word was thine.
Peace, your mind wanders, my man.
Looking down at the stone.
How shall we deal with the stone? The friar may be miles away ere now.
Simon stooping to pick it up.
Let us hide it.
Joan arresting his arm.
Nay, touch it not.
Why?
She called it accursed.
Accursed it cannot be, when it is the holiest of relics.
After some hesitation, he picks it up. Joan in fear.
Hold it further from thee.
Simon gazing at the stone.
Blessed St. Luke, 'tis of a ruddy, generous color.
Joan regaining courage.
Yea, so 'tis.
Simon glancing at Elaine's door.
The foolish wench.
To Joan.
Beshrew me, is't not a pity to waste it?
What mean you?
Though it hath wrought ill to one, doth it follow 'twould so harm Another?
Beauty bringeth shame, quoth she.
Ay, upon a maid, because 'twill encourage unrighteous love, yet it could bring no shame to thee.
To me?
To thee, for thou art a wife, and the love I still bear thee is righteous enough, heaven knows.
Simon, why thy heart is not warm for me, after these years?
Sooth, I am but ill-humoured with thee, from sheer weariness of body.
Joan, embracing him.
Oh, my man, my man.
Ay, in all my troubles I have ne'er lacked friend, with thee by my side.
Heaven bless thee. Oft have we come near starving together, yet to-day I am glad I wed thee.
Joan, take thou the stone, and let me see again the buxom lass I courted years agone at Zolden.
Nay, rather let me see the comely lad who would walk out from Freyden on Sundays with a bunch of flowers in his hand. Dost remember?
Ha ha!
We were 4, I and my girl mates, and thou didst choose me.
So did I.
Me! Quick, hang thou the stone around thy neck.
Not I. To see thee as thou wert would straighten me and ease my creaking bones. Take it, old love, 'tis for thee.
Nay, sweetheart, for thee, for thee.
I would see a maid who dwells in Zolden. Her eyes are soft as moonlight on the mere. The spring hath fled, the ripened year turns golden. Shall I win her ere the waning of the year? The reaping folk pass homeward by the fountain. What is it then that calls me from the dell? What bids me climb the path beside the mountain to the down beyond the sheepfold? Who can tell? Then take it, for this magic stone hath power to change thee to the fairest, yet to me. Thou wert fairest as I knew thee in that hour, when a maiden dwelt in Zolden. Ah, take it, 'tis for thee.
I would see a youth who come from Freyden. He is straighter than the mountain pine trees grow. Gossips say he comes to woo a maiden, so the gossips say, but can they know? 3 laughing maids are in the hollow, yet none will set him straight upon his way. Nay, soft, for he has found a path of hollow. He is coming, little heart, what will he say? Then take it, for this magic stone has power to change thee to the fairest, yet to me. Thou wert fairest when I knew thee in that hour, when a youth came from Freyden. Ah, take it, 'tis for thee.
Tenderly, Joan adjusts the cord about Simon's neck, so that the stone falls upon his bare breast. Then there is another flash of lightning, followed by a loud roll of thunder. Joan clinging to Simon.
Saints!
Fear not.
Joan glancing up at the loft.
The lightning, 'twill strike us where we stand.
Why should it seek us out, that are the rats of the town?
Lightning again.
Ah!
We'll close the door of the loft.
He goes up the steps laboriously, and enters the loft. Joan at the foot of the steps.
Prithee, have a care for thyself. 'Twould break my heart in twain, did aught befall thee.
There is a still brighter flash of lightning, and the crash of some heavy object falling in the alley. Joan running to the door and opening it.
Blessed Virgin!
Simon reappears, dragging the door of the loft after him. He makes the door fast and descends the steps slowly and painfully. There is another peal of thunder. Joan at the door, peering out.
The lightning hath struck the sign and brought it to the ground. Holy Mother, protect us! It hath hung there for full 18 years, since the day our Lane was born.
Lane returns. She has resumed her old apparel. Her face, which is once more enclosed in her little cap, is again pinched and sickly. Her shoulder is humped, and as before, she hobbles with the aid of her crutch.
Mother, the storm, it frightens me.
Joan coming to her.
Oh, to see thee bowed and twisted again to-day, thou wert as straight as poplar. Simon, our child.
Joan and Simon embrace her.
Nay, dears, heed me not. What horrid noise was that?
The sign has been struck by lightning and has fallen. Husband, go drag it in, lest our neighbors break their shins upon it.
Simon goes out.
Mother, the sign is heavy, and father is old and weak. Let us go help him.
Stay you here.
Calling to Simon.
Simon, my man, let me aid thee.
At the door, starting back.
Ah!
Simon, without, in the ringing voice of youth.
Nay, I need no aid. Lo!
He re-enters carrying lightly the fallen sign, a weighty piece of twisted metalwork. His face is handsome, fresh-colored, and beardless, his hair dark and thick, his body erect and lissom.
Oh!
Holy St. Jude, Simon.
Simon throwing the sign down.
Wife, daughter.
Father!
Blessed be the saints.
Elaine.
Guess ye not he wears the sacred stone upon his breast?
Embracing Simon.
My lad, my lad.
The devil appears at the open door.
How fortunate. The family is still up and about.
Beckoning to Seda.
Hist.
Seda appears and enters the room.
Where is the maid, upon whom beauty has fallen so wondrously?
Lane presenting herself.
Madam.
Thou! Why, thou crooked thing! Thou art not the weaver's daughter. She I saw an hour agone.
Even I.
Devil at Seda's elbow, in her ear.
She hath lost her beauty as she found it, in a hurry. Truly this is but unholy magic.
Seda turning from Lane.
What unnatural jugglery is here?
She comes face to face with Simon, who is gazing at her with rapture.
Lady?
Who art thou?
Simon Limal, the weaver.
The old man that was lately driven from the castle?
Old I was, but...
Looking into her face entranced.
Lady, I am young.
Devil to Seda as before.
Mischief take him. Why, he hath gained possession of the charm.
Then 'tis mine indeed. My fading beauty had still enough power to coax the mystery out of this common fellow, I promise thee.
Joan to Simon aloud, clutching his arm.
Simon, why do you fix your eyes thus upon the Lady Seda?
Simon shaking Joan off.
Hence, begone.
To Seda.
Saints, how fair thou art.
Devil to Seda.
Haste thee, haste thee. Use thy cunning. Do not waste the hours that fly. Time is running, night is waning. Use thy feigning, dawn is nigh.
'Tis her beauty doth ensnare him. Not he hears of all we say. Lady, then in pity spare him. Speak, oh speak, and bid him stay.
Seda to Simon.
Weaver, hear me. Wouldst thou wander ever near me, till the day rising yonder, through the gloaming, finds thee roaming far away?
See those eyes, his thighs enchaining. Nothing now his heart can stir. Not he recks of bark complaining. All his thought is bent on her.
Simon to Seda.
Onward, onward, I will follow. Seaward, sunward, still thy slave. Though the hollow earth should sunder, though the thunder roar and rave.
All in vain, he will not hearken. Seaward, sunward he will roam. Day shall dawn and night shall darken, ere his heart shall lead him home.
Seda goes out at the door, drawing Simon after her with an enticing look. Joan and Lane would follow, but the devil laughingly wards them back and closes the door in their faces. There is a final peal of thunder. End of Scene 2. Scene 3. A space of uneven ground lying between the castle and the north gate of Mirlemont. On the right a road winds up to the castle, which is seen perched upon an eminence, and on the left stand the gate and a portion of the town wall. Across the scene, in middle distance, runs a ridge of rocky earth, broken on the left by the opening to a pathway, and beyond the ridge is shown a wide expanse of country. It is dawn. The devil, squatting upon the ridge, is looking out into the open country. Jacqueline, with weary steps, comes along the pathway.
Ah, welcome, little Jacques. Hast kept thy watch?
Oh, yes, master. All the night through.
Come, account.
Well, as thou didst bid me, I did go after the Lady Saida and the poor youth.
Youth? Ho, 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 ho! They did not perceive thee?
Not they. I cared for that.
Whither went they?
Through the town, she enforcing him by a crook of the finger, he following with fixed eye and open mouth like one planet struck. And at last came they to the south gate, and there she did link her arm with his, and did lead him forth into the meadows, until she espied a pent house under the east wall, warm and dry and overborne with climbing flowers. And when she had made him sit therein, she did creep close to him, first bidding him, then entreating him to yield his secret.
His secret?
Render me thy secret, cried she. Oh, render me thy secret. And again, when he refused her with tears, still she cried, Give me up thy secret. And so the black hours grew grey, and the dawn showed rose yellow. Whereupon, unsatisfied, she left him, and I ran hither to thee. Oh, prithee, let me to bed, dear master.
Bed?
Why, thou didst promise me an easy life.
Shall sleep anon, lazy bones, when this merry coil is ended.
Catching her as she staggers from fatigue.
What? Nay, sing, dance, drink, guzzle.
Pinching her arm.
But keep thine eyes open at need, and ye would please me.
Oh, thy nails! I will please thee, dear master.
Duet with dance, Jacqueline and the devil. Jacqueline struggling against her drowsiness.
Up and down and through the town, out of the gate and across the meads, hither and thither, he recks not whither, he needs must follow wherever she leads. Yet, oh, he sighed as ever she cried, Now say what magic hath made thee fair. In sooth, sweet dame, how this beauty came, though I fain would tell thee, I may not dare.
Devlin and Jacqueline aping Saida and Simon.
Thou art he, and I am she, for so she beckoned, and so he came.
Through fire and water he would have sought her, with jaws agape, and with eyes aflame.
On and on, till one by one the pale stars flickered and fled away. With eyes entrancing she led him dancing, beyond the river and through the hay. Yet still he sighed, as ever she cried, Whence came thy beauty? O tell me true. Nay, how it befell, I am loath to tell, for none may know how this wonder grew.
I am he, and thou art she, for so he followed where'er she led.
She crooked her finger, he dared not linger, though day was dawning and night had fled. In and out and round about, she led him at last to that hidden bower, and there with pressing and soft caressing, she wooed him fondly for all an hour. But though she sighed, yet ever he cried, How came this beauty I may not say. Then up she leapt, and away she stept. Enough, false lover, then go thy way.
Thou art she.
Oh, let me be! The way from the valley is long and steep.
Nay, faster, faster.
Good my master, my feet are weary. I needs must sleep.
Jacqueline sinks to the ground, overcome by slumber, while the devil continues the dance.
Artful weaver, wouldst deceive her? Nay, but her beauty shall make thee moan, till all forsaken thy heart shall waken, and then the devil shall claim his own.
Seda appears entering by the pathway. The sun has now got up, brightening the landscape.
Sweet lady?
The fool is obstinate.
Alack!
He doth whine and moan, and declare that to confess his secret would put him into danger of losing the very gift that hath procured him my favour, my hate.
Nay, hide you that. Take him to the castle, give him further appetite for your kisses, yet starve him by persistent denial. And ere a week has sped, well, I have oft heard what woman can do in my country.
To the castle?
Aye.
Sir Count, forget ye the Lord Philip?
Ah, you know not.
From the castle comes the sound of a prolonged blast of trumpets.
Why do the trumpets sound?
Guntran, decked for war, some knights who are also in armour, and a standard-bearer with a standard, enter from the road leading to the castle and cross to the town gate, where they knock violently. Jacqueline wakes, rises, and creeps away up to the castle.
Guntran, what is it?
What is't, madam? Why, naught but that Philip of Mirlemont hath of a sudden lost his taste for lollipops, and is a man once more.
Sir.
Guntran knocking.
O gatekeeper, rub the sleep from thine eyes.
To the standard-bearer.
Unfurl thy standard, knave.
To Seda.
Yea, by St. Luke, we are for charging all true citizens to throw down their tools of trade and follow their new wakened lord. What, keeper?
The clank of chains is heard, and the sound of the lifting of the portcullis.
Follow? Whither?
To Maastricht, to do battle for the Prince Bishop.
To the knights.
Cry Philip, Philip of Mirlemont.
Seizing the standard.
The Lion of Flanders.
Philip of Mirlemont, the Lion of Flanders. Philip of Mirlemont.
Guntran, the knights, and the standard-bearer pass through the town gate. Devil to Seda.
See ye now? What is to hinder thee from holding a new lover snug to thy side?
To Maastricht, Philip.
Aye, and when he returns, warm with victory, 'tis thy beauty, freshened by the magic charm the weaver shall yield ye, will draw him to thee again.
The town bells ring out. Simon enters from the pathway and stands gazing at Seda.
Ah.
Seda, plucking a flower and giving it to him.
For thee, Simon. The morning dew lies upon it, and upon me.
Lady, you pardon me?
That do I.
And will count me thy slave and leman?
Nay, that cannot be, for I have perceived thou lovest me not.
Dearer than I do love this earth that springs anew beneath my feet.
Why then, to love is to yield. Therefore give me up thy secret.
I cannot.
Quit my side then, and knock no more at my heart. I knew not man could be so cruel.
Joan and Lane enter through the gate, searching for Simon. Joan to Lane.
He is here.
Approaching Simon.
Husband.
Lane going to Simon.
Father.
Simon waving them from him.
Away.
I am thy wife.
I thy daughter.
Get ye gone, I say.
The trumpets sound near at hand, and Philip enters from the castle, accompanied by the rest of his knights and the lords of Sirault, Velaines, and Sauveur, and their knights. All are in war array. Seda intercepting Philip, speaking into his ear.
Philip.
Farewell.
Nay, not farewell.
I have said it, Seda. Beauty and love hath held me in soft embrace so long. No more. Farewell.
But a little while, and thou shalt kiss that word from my memory. Philip, thou dost deceive thyself.
I?
I tell thee, thou hast not wearied of beauty, wilt never weary of it. For the nonce, 'tis beauty that hath fled from thy side.
Clutching his arm.
List, when thou returnest, I will show thee such beauty in myself as will make thy innermost soul drunk with love again.
Seda.
By all thy saints, I swear it.
There are cries without of Philip and Mirlemont, and Guntran and his companions return. A crowd of townspeople follow, headed by Nicholas and the aldermen.
There he stands, that lord ye knew in the days of yore, stout of heart and brave and true. See, he dreams no more. Vainly now shall beauty sue, all her reign is o'er. Say ye then, doth Flanders need us? 'Tis Lord Philip that shall lead us, here as heretofore.
Hail to the Lord of our land, Philip of Mirlemont, hail!
Men of Mirlemont, no longer wrapped in heedless dreams of sense sleeps this heart, for clearer, stronger sounds the cry that calls me hence. Stayed are beauty's fond caresses, broken lies love's silken chain. Where the shock of battle presses, I would lead ye forth again. Let us on, where loud outringing war's acclaim doth rend the air. Let us hence, though death be winging every blow that waits me there. Say he, then, that I am dreaming? Nay, Lord Philip wakes at last. Look where yonder sun is gleaming. Day is dawning, night is past.
Joan and Lane approach Philip.
My lord.
What would you?
Good my lord, my father.
I am not he. Poor cripple, stand apart.
Some who are about Philip lay hands upon Lane and Joan.
Nay, nay, in pity hear me. There is one who by the enchantment of her beauty holds my father as her slave. Ah, go not forth till thou hast set him free.
Yea, give him back to them that love him.
Look on me, my lord. Dost thou not know me?
Nay, not I, in faith. What gossip's tale is this?
Taking a purse from his pouch.
Go, get thee hence.
Throwing her the purse.
And buy thee a new crutch.
Oh, oh.
Philip to the townspeople.
On to the marketplace.
The citizens surround Philip and Lane, while Joan is swept aside in the tumult. Philip is mounted upon the shoulder of two of the townsmen.
Hail to the Lord of our land, Philip of Mirlemont, hail! Forth from the anvil and loom, up from the depths of the vale, hither thy liegemen we come, ready to answer thy call, heedless of what may befall, fearless of heart, for we know, even though death be thy foe, thou shalt not falter nor fail. Hail to the Lord of our land, Philip of Mirlemont, hail!
The citizens, bearing Philip and singing as they go, pass through the town gate, headed by Guntran and Nicholas, and followed by the lords of Sirault, Velaines, and Sauveur, and the knights and pages. As the crowd disperses, Lane is discovered lying upon the ground, trampled on and senseless. With a cry, Joan rushes to her and kneels by her side. At the same moment, Seda is seen going towards the castle, beckoning Simon, who follows her with outstretched arms. Joan turns to them and raises her head to heaven in malediction. The devil looks on approvingly. The voices of the citizens are heard in the distance, growing fainter and fainter as the curtain falls. End of Act 2. Act 3 of The Beauty Stone by Arthur Wing Pinero and Joseph Comyns Carr. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 3, Scene 1. The terrace of the castle. In the center stands an ample cushioned seat. On the right and left is an archway, and at the back from one archway to the other runs a balustrade from which spring pillars supporting the roof. Beyond is a view of the wall and town of Mirlemont, as seen from a height. The sun shines hotly. From without, as if from some distance below the castle, comes the sound of Lane's voice.
An hour agone 'twas the moon that shone. Oh, for the moon on the city wall! But the night is done, and now one by one the banners are set afloat in the sun. Oh, for the sun on the city wall! Yet night and day I kneel and pray at the foot of the castle stair. Then tell me, I pray, ye gallants gay, ah, tell me, ye ladies fair, if your lord should chance to ride this way, would he list to a poor maid's prayer?
During the song, the seneschal enters from the right, attracted by the voice. He goes to the balustrade and looks down at the singer. Seneschal, as the song ceases.
'Tis the crippled beggar maid. Why comes she hither to sing her song morn after morn? Get ye within the town, foolish wench, where thy piping will not be lost in air.
From the left, Seda and Simon enter. An angry frown is upon her face, but lover-like he follows her patiently and wistfully. Simon is now apparelled richly in a habit becoming a young man. The seneschal, eyeing them under his brows, bows and prepares to depart. Seda to the seneschal.
Stay, some bustle is toward in the town. Seek ye the cause.
I will, madam.
He goes out on the left. Seda, sitting wearily.
The air is heavy, is it not?
To me 'tis pleasing, save when you look harshly upon me.
Thou knowest I regard thee with some liking.
With some liking? Yesterday 'twas with some love. This morn 'tis with some liking. To-morrow, perchance, 'twill be with a little loathing.
Sitting beside her.
Alack, you alter with each hour.
Tell me thy secret, Simon, and I will be steadfast evermore.
I cannot.
Bah! How oft have I besought thee to trust me, and how oft hast thou replied, I cannot, I cannot.
You would I trust, dared I trust mortal.
Rising apprehensively.
But there is the holy friar's warning against it.
He recked not of one loving thee as I do, for indeed I find I do love thee, Simon.
Simon, throwing himself upon his knees before her.
Oh, lady, lady!
Seda, bending over him.
Therefore give me, for trust, the lightest inkling of thy secret. Trust me or go.
Pity me.
Seda, thrusting him from her.
Nay, then, go.
Simon, clinging to her.
Sweet madam, this much will I tell.
Ah!
The miracle is wrought by the possession of a sacred relic that will advantage only its owner.
Seda, her arms about him.
Yea, say on, dear love.
No more.
Lo, I stoop to kiss thine hands. Where lieth this relic?
That will I never reveal.
Takest thou me for a thief?
I do fear even the rush of the wind, lest it strip me of my holy treasure.
What? Dost thou bear it upon thee?
Nay.
Thou dost.
Lane's voice is again heard.
The white moon lay on the ruined hay, white as a shroud on the city wall. Though they cried him nay, yet he went his way, for all their sighing he would not stay. Oh, for the moon on the city wall! Then tell him, I pray, ye gallants gay, ah, tell him, ye ladies fair, there is one doth wait by the castle gate, at the foot of the castle stair, and she cries, alack, come back, come back. Ah, why doth he linger there?
List!
'Tis but a beggar maid that sings daily under the castle wall.
Simon rising and looking down at Seda guiltily.
Lady.
Seda avoiding his gaze.
I?
Simon his head bowed.
This beggar maid is the daughter of old Simon Limal the weaver, the daughter of the man I was ere I became.
Conscience-stricken.
Saints, what am I?
Seda rising and embracing him.
My lover, my lover.
Simon repelling her gently.
The song of the beggar maid oppresses me.
Think not of her now, in the hour of our love. Fling her gold.
That have I done, and she renders it back to the warder at the castle gate. 'Tis not gold she begs. Poor wench, poor wench.
He looks over the balustrade, while Seda taps her foot upon the ground impatiently. The song ceases. Simon turning to her.
Lady, you speak sooth. The air is heavy.
The Seneschal returns.
Madam,
Say you?
there has ridden one into the town, telling how that upon the coming of the Duke of Burgundy and the Count of Hainault, the rebel Lord of Perez did raise the siege of Maastricht and fall back upon Liège.
Ha!
And that there a great and victorious battle has been fought.
Victorious!
Advancing to him.
My Lord of Mirlemont?
Returns triumphant. The town buzzes with talk of his gallantry, and even now gathers an assemblage in the market-place to greet him honourably.
Triumphant! At what hour is he looked for?
Madam, at noon.
The Seneschal goes out on the left. Seda to herself.
Triumphant, and returned already.
Simon approaching her gloomily.
The Lord of Mirlemont is for home. Then am I banished from thy side?
Sweet, I will plot to keep thee near me. Come, 'tis still a little time from noon, and the sun is hot. Let us, while we may, go within, and 'twixt sleeping and waking, whisper promises of love.
Seda.
Seda drawing back.
Stay, but first show me this holy relic that thou hast upon thee.
Simon disclosing the stone.
'Tis here.
Come.
They go off together on the right, her fingers toying with the cord from which hangs the beauty stone. As they go, the devil watching them steals on from the left, followed by Jacqueline, who is carrying a lute. Jacqueline is now very gentle and maidenly. Devil to himself.
At last. I thought my jest had run its course, the booby was so prudent.
To Jacqueline.
Little Jacques.
Jacqueline approaching him with downcast eyes.
Call you me, sir?
See you yon couple?
Aye.
What make they?
Love, I ween. True love. Why, 'tis my Lady Saida and the pretty youth, and while the Lord Philip is away at the wars. Oh, shame!
Walking away.
I will look no more.
I had forgot you are a girl, little Jacques. 'Tis surprising, too, how modest ye are, remembering ye as I found ye. Lo, they have shut themselves within. You may turn your blushing face hitherward.
Jacqueline returning to him.
Oh, do not scoff at me, dear master.
Devil with a grimace.
Dear master, dear puling, sighing, bleating sheep, for so you are become.
Oh, prithee.
Devil sitting gazing in the direction in which Seda and Simon have departed.
Bah! Strike thy lute and sing. Sing me a strain with mischief in it.
Nay, I know no such strain. I fear me I have lost appetite for mischief, master.
Sing, vixen, sing.
Ah, why dost sigh and moan? Ah, why, ah, why? Mad Mary Jacqueline, that danced from morn till even. Goodbye, goodbye. Yea, for all mirth hath flown, the strings have all one tone. Ah, why, ah, why?
Devil, not heeding Jacqueline, to himself.
Haste, Thaida, haste. Thy lord's homecoming will thwart thee, an thou dost not use dispatch.
Jacqueline seats herself upon the ground near the devil.
It is the lute that sings, not I, not I. Methinks some sleeping heart that once had felt love's smart doth wake and cry. Nay, hark, 'tis love's own wings that fan the trembling strings. Not I, not I.
Devil, turning to Jacqueline, looking down upon her with distaste.
Why, what is't ye sing of?
Love, master.
Love?
Yea, master.
Of what degree?
Pure love, sir, faithful love.
Who has learned ye the song?
None.
Whence comes it?
Methinks from my heart.
Your heart? Your baggage? With whom are you smitten?
She averts her face.
With whom? With whom?
Jumping up.
Why, you misbegotten little trull, ere I made you my page, you declared you hated men as such.
Jacqueline rising.
So did I.
And now? The name of the knave, his title.
Oh, sir.
Ah!
Grasping her wrist.
'Tis I.
Mercy, thy nails.
'Tis I. Speak.
Pardon.
Speak.
Master, when I promised thee I could never love man, then a man had never become poor Jacqueline's master.
Devil, flinging her aside and pacing to and fro, enraged.
Pardon me, oh, pardon me. I do desire naught but to serve thee humbly and faithfully till death.
Get thee gone. I am weary of thee. I took ye, fed ye, clothed thee, that thou shouldst be merry, mischievous, and spiteful. And now thou art sick with pure, honest, maidenly devotion. Plie!
Flinging her lute over the balustrade.
Go, back to thy foul stable.
Nay, let me stay, sir.
Rummage beneath the straw. There lie thy rags, where thou didst stow them.
Master, I will not leave thee.
Wilt not?
Pointing to the left.
To thy rags, to thy stable.
She departs unsteadily. From the right comes the sound of Simon's voice, calling piteously upon Saida. Devil, listening.
Ah!
Saida enters and stands facing the devil triumphantly. She has cast away her outer robe, and is clad wholly in white. Her hair streams luxuriantly to her waist, and upon her face is the look of fresh, virginal beauty.
Mine, mine at last, poor vanquished slave be gone. Say you, my lord, hath conquered. Look on me, that fading wreath of laurel he hath won, vies not with beauty's crown of victory. What laggard steed doth carry Lord Philip home to-day? Ah, wherefore doth he tarry so long upon the way? Knew he that beauty's flower, refashioned, waits him here, methinks each fleeting hour would seem a lingering year. Ride on, my lord, ride on, and thou shalt find cheeks of whitest snow, where reddest roses grow, or mounds of moulded pearl, eyes of darkest jet, rimmed round with violet tresses that unfurl like banners in the wind, whereon the sun hath shone. Ride on, my lord, ride on. Nay, though the crowd be thronging to kiss thy fingertips, ride on, these lips are longing Sweet love to greet thy lips. Ungird that sword thou bearest, cast the laurel from thy brow. Those eyes that sought the fairest shall behold the fairest now.
Simon enters, again a feeble, broken old man.
Zeta!
Presume no more, thou vile old man.
Devil leading him across to the left.
Old gentleman, take a friend's counsel. Change thy garb, and get thee thy loom again, without more ado.
Lady!
Hence, or the cry of witchcraft shall be raised against thee. Hence, vagabond, hence, impostor. Ha 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 ha.
Simon staggers away on the left. Trumpets sound without, and there's the noise of tramping feet and of the clatter of armor.
He comes, my lord comes.
Devil glancing over the balustrade.
Aye, truly.
So do I reap my triumph in the hour of his triumph. So does my victory crown his victory. So shall my new-found beauty be as the gay flower the war-weary soldier plucks and wears in his helm.
Aye, and this fellow shall stoop to pluck it too. Stoop, cringe, crawl.
Sir Count, I do thank thee for thy service. Ah, prithee, stand aside.
Philip and Guntran enter from the left. Philip leaning upon Guntran, and with his disengaged hand feeling his way helplessly. His casque is off, and a bandage is over his eyes. His knights and the standard-bearer carrying a torn standard follow slowly. All are still in armor, which is now dinted and rusty.
Philip!
Who speaks?
'Tis I, Saida.
Zeta?
Strip the cloth from thine eyes. Look at me.
I cannot. I am blind.
Oh!
Nay, madam, 'tis time for rejoicing. By St. Bavon, but my Lord Philip was the first to break the rebel ranks at Liège. As for his eyes, that for the accursed sulphur and pitch that hath seared them. Why, as thou knowest, a man's eyes are oft his worst enemy. Therefore we cry naught but victory. Philip of Mirlemont and victory.
Philip of Mirlemont, victory, victory.
The cry is taken up without, and the shout of victory is again and again repeated.
Victory, victory, victory.
Devil behind Zeta in her ear.
Alack, madam, we reckoned not for this.
Zeta to Philip.
Philip, my love, I tell thee my skin is soft and fair.
I cannot see thee.
My eyes sparkle, my lips are red, my hair drops round me like a cloak.
I cannot see thee.
Then am I no more beautiful to thee than the withered crones that whine for alms beside the fountain?
No more, for I cannot see thee.
Lane's voice is heard again.
With roses red they crowned her head, bright was the sun on the city wall. But the light hath fled, and the day is dead, and the rose leaves all are withered. Oh, for the sun on the city wall! Then tell me, I pray, ye gallants gay, as ye climb the castle stair, if your lord should chance to ride this way, ah, tell me, ye ladies fair, if your lord should chance to ride this way, would he list to a poor maid's prayer? Alack, alack, could he give her back a heart that is prisoned there?
Whose voice is that?
'Tis a ragged wench that sings daily under the castle wall.
'Tis the voice of the weaver's daughter.
Zeta to the devil.
Turn her away, whip her, and she will not cease her song.
Devil to himself with a scowl.
Aye, for this smacks too much of true love.
He goes out on the right. Philip to Guntran.
Guntran, I would speak with the weaver's daughter. Lead me to her.
Nay, she hath returned to her crippledom. Once more is her shoulder humped, her body lean, her skin yellow.
Philip pointing into vacancy.
See, she is beautiful.
See? Thou canst not see.
Yea, into her soul.
As Laine's song ceases, the devil returns.
Philip.
Philip to Guntran.
Lead me forth to the weaver's daughter.
Philip goes out on the left, led by Guntran. The knights and the standard-bearer follow. Zeta coming face to face with the devil.
So all is lost forever, and 'twas thou didst lure me on to steal this treacherous stone.
Nay, beauty's crown still rests upon thy brow. Though love be blind, that beauty is thine own.
Mine own, mine own, what devil lurks in thee, to mock my shame? And this accursed spell, that leaves yon crippled maid her victory. In hell 'twas born, I yield it back to hell.
She plucks the stone from her bosom and flings it to the ground, and rushes away on the right. The distant town bells ring out as the devil picks up the stone.
And so it befell, at the sound of the bell, this stone had come back to me.
Slipping the stone into his pocket.
And anon it sped over sea and land, it journeyed over land and sea. It hath lodged in many a jealous hand, but it always comes back to me.
He mounts the balustrade and leaps into space. End of Scene 1. Scene 2. The market-place again, now gay with flowers and banners and bright sunshine. The townsfolk are assembled as in the first act. Those from the war are narrating their exploits to eager listeners, and once more the aldermen are waiting expectantly in the doorway of the town hall, and the pikemen are gathered about the steps. Nicholas Dircks is directing the serving men in the arrangement of the throne chair and some less important seats in front of the steps, while a score of lads and girls are dancing gaily before the inn, with Pepin the dwarf in their midst.
O'er Mirlemont city the banners are flying. Sing high for the garlands that swing in the sun, and hearts that but yesterday sadly were sighing are crying, sing ho for the battle that's won. Sing high for the war that is done, and now the war's over, each husband and lover is welcome in Mirlemont town.
Joan makes her way through the crowd and humbly plucks Nicholas by the sleeve.
Tut, tut, tut! What is this?
Good Burgomaster, hast seen aught of Lane, my child?
I, woman?
Every morn she will stray from my side, and today she is long past her hour for homecoming.
Tush! Here is the Lord Philip, that hath lost both his eyes, and he bids us rejoice. Yet thou must needs whimper, because perchance thy weakling hath fallen into the dike? Stand aloof, dame.
Nicholas enters the town hall as Simon, who has returned to his rags, comes through the crowd and approaches Joan. Simon, who is concealed from the rest by his hood.
Joan.
Blessed St. Luke, Simon.
Wife, I am old again, yet but vastly older than I was, for I have broke faith with thee, my true friend, which knowledge is heavier upon me than double all my years of want and labor.
Where is the stone that gave thee youth?
The woman took it from my breast.
I thank the saints.
Truly thou art avenged. Whither wouldst have me go?
Back to thy loom.
And thou?
I'll come with thee, and patch and mend for thee while thou art spinning.
Wife!
Joan weeping.
Oh, Simon.
Some of the townsfolk gather about them.
Why, weaver, where have you been this past week?
Nay, may not a toiler take holiday once in a score of years? The good man hath gone to Zolden, where he courted me ere we ever saw Mirlemont. I did send him with a message to my cousin.
The shrewish girl to Simon.
You know your wench has lost her beauty as quickly as she found it.
Joan facing her.
Ay, what the saints bestow, that they can take away. They are not like to give thee aught, sour face, even for an hour, save it be a fit of the spleen.
Simon and Joan go up the alley. The shrewish girl and a few others follow them, jeering at them. The devil, again disguised as a friar, comes through the crowd and stands pulling his beard and looking about him. The town bells ring out as Jacqueline, dressed as in the first act, as a poor girl, enters with tottering steps and knocks against the devil.
Oh, pardon, Holy Father, I can scarce see before me.
What ails thee, daughter? Thou art trembling.
I, all of a shake. Oh, I have had an ill dream, or some evil fellow has put magic upon me.
Magic?
Father, say, is it possible for one to dream a whole week through?
Verily, if thou sleepest for a week unbrokenly.
Alack, and I have been wide awake.
Clutching at his gown in terror.
Father!
Hey!
Grant me your blessing. Holy saints, but I do believe I have been in service since a week yesterday to the devil himself.
Devil pulling his gown away.
Daughter!
Nay, your blessing. I will be a good girl forevermore. Your blessing.
Devil in horror.
A tanto scalere, libera nos domine.
He waves her from him as she staggers away towards the alley. The two trumpeters come from the town hall, and standing upon the steps blow blasts on their trumpets. The pikemen force the crowd back as Nicholas returns bowing before Philip, who descends the steps with Guntran's aid. The knights and the standard-bearer follow. There is a general movement of sympathy among the crowd.
People of Mirlemont, you are assembled to do me honour, yet are you silent. You will not raise your voices in joyful greeting, because, think you, I am blind. Friends, I do declare to you, I am blind only with my eyes, and that with my understanding I do see at last all men and women, and the world we dwell in right clearly. Therefore, for the tardy love I bring you, I do beseech you deny me not your voices.
Philip of Mirlemont! Philip of Mirlemont!
And as earnest of my good resolves toward you that live within my township, have I determined to mate with one that is humblest among you. Yet I take small credit for this act, the maid I worship being the fairest of all I have e'er known, so pure is she in heart and disposition, wherein I now perceive lieth true beauty. Set me a seat here beside my own.
The serving men place a seat by the throne-chair, and Guntran goes into the town hall. Simon, Joan, and Jacqueline return and mix with the crowd. The devil stands near the inn, watching the proceedings with a scowl.
Hail to the Lord of our land! Philip of Mirlemont, hail!
Guntran reappears, and following him come some of the ladies of Philip's household, escorting Lane.
Behold this maid whose simple faith hath proved both shield and spur to that true lord she loved.
What is this? Nay, look again. It is, and yet it cannot be.
And I who sought her all in vain, 'tis thus my child comes back to me.
Lord Philip weds the cripple Lane? Yes, look again, in sooth 'tis she.
Lane advances and embraces her mother and father and Jacqueline.
Oh, father! Mother! Father hath come home.
Yea, home again, and never more shall roam.
I dreamt not of this. And thou, dear Jacqueline?
What? Wouldst thou greet the rebel's tattered queen?
Philip to Lane.
Where hast thou fled? Come hither. Take thy place, that all may see the glory of thy face.
Devil aside.
Oh, get me hence. 'Tis but a sorry jest when love, though blind, hath wit to choose the best.
In truth I am not blind. At last I see thee truly, know thee as thou art. Though heaven hath set a veil upon these eyes, it doth but blacken out the ruined past, and love's one star that lights my sunless skies shows clear the way that leads me to thy heart. If the cloak of the winter be not but the glittering garment of spring, if the whispering silence of night but tells of the dawn that is there, then the veil on these eyes is no more than a shadow that falls from love's wing, for 'tis love that proclaims thee today the fairest of all that are fair.
If the cloak of the winter be not but the glittering garment of spring, if the whispering silence of night but tells of the dawn that is there, then the veil on those eyes is no more than a shadow that falls from love's wing. For 'tis love that proclaims thee today the fairest of all that are fair.
Philip and Lane sit side by side. Simon and Joan kneel before them, stretching out their hands in thanksgiving. The devil, hiding his face in his cowl, deals away as the curtain falls finally. End of Act 3. End of The Beauty Stone by Arthur Wing Pinero and Joseph Comyns Carr.